Solutions, Hoosier Huddle, Real Life Church, and Catch the Shot Photography. Now let's head courtside. Tonight's play-by-play. And New Palestine Dragons basketball is on the air. From courtside at the Dragons Den in New Palestine, Indiana, it's time for tonight's Hoosier Heritage Conference game between the Castle Trojans and the New Palestine Dragons. Along with Jarrett Lewis, I am Andrew Smith, welcoming you to tonight's contest. And it's a Hoosier Heritage Conference game, always a big game on the calendar for both of these teams. And Jarrett, I think one of the things that when we look at for New Palestine, they come into this game playing really well. I know you saw them on night one where they ran into a hot shooting Beech Grove team, but since then, 3 double-digit wins, and you can't underestimate in the last two the return of point guard Blaine Nunnally. And when you get your point guard back, a guy with a lot of varsity experience, that certainly helps out a lot. And that has certainly made this Dragon team a better basketball team, but they looked like they were playing pretty well before his return as well.
Yeah, with Blaine Nunnally, he's really just a floor general. Just when he has the basketball in his hands, he's always looking to make something happen. He's really smart with it. So it's great to have him back if you're New Palestine. And I'm just hoping me and you working together isn't bad luck, because we had the first game against Beech Grove, and just the hot shooting of them is, they shot the lights out on that one. But ever since then, New Palestine's been playing their best basketball, which isn't something I feel like we typically say. I feel like in the games we've done, they tend to start off the season not their best, and then they're playing their best basketball towards the end of the season, towards sectional play. But right now, they've won their last 3 games. They got a big conference win at Greenfield Central, and now they're looking to go 2-0 in the HHC tonight.
And I think you mentioned that big conference win at Greenfield Central. That certainly propels you, and that propelled them last year to a conference title. This was a game they lost last year at Newcastle, and that was a game, though, I think was a bit of a turning point for them in that they fell down big and trailed by double digits, 15-plus in the second half, rallied back, got it to a one-possession game. It eventually ended up falling 73-67, but that was a kind of an eye-opener for this Dragon team that did not start the season well. As you mentioned, they tend to get better as the year goes on, and so obviously as the defending conference champs, you're the hunted now. You're the team that everybody's going after rather than the hunter. But I think for this New Palestine team, you got to like where you sit with that conference win over Greenfield Central last week.
Yeah, and last year, Newcastle, typically when we talk about a Newcastle team, it's usually a pretty good one, a team that can score, a team that has really good shooters. And the squad they have this year, they aren't scoring a whole lot, only averaging 48 points a game compared to New Palestine, which is at 67. So a 20-point difference almost there between those two schools. But you got to think Newcastle's going to play their best basketball against New Palestine, because it was good basketball last year. Of course, New Pal, the defending conference champions, Newcastle is going to want to go after that title this year, of course. So they're going to try and play their best basketball. And I think with Newcastle, what they try to do is they have some good athletes, of course, some good players. They're going to try to make the most out of every possession. So they're not a high-scoring team, like I said, only averaging 48. So you got to think they play patient basketball, and they try to get the best look that they can.
And that's always been a key. Newcastle, known for good guard play, and obviously they've had some of the best that have ever played in this state. But also, especially you go back years and years, they always have shooters. They've always got really good three-point shooters. And today with this team, Trey Miller, who scores 13.3 points a game, kind of fills in that role. He's a 45% three-point shooter. But outside of him, everybody else is in the 20s from deep. And so he's somebody, obviously, they'll rely on a lot. But for Newcastle, when they shoot the three and when they shoot it well, they're a pretty hard team to beat. And that's something, though, that New Palestine has not necessarily shot the three a lot, but when they have, they've kind of picked their spots. But they've been able to get some things going to the basket. And we saw them a few weeks ago. Matt Brown had a big game against Beech Grove. Steele Brassfield and Blaine Nunnally both had double-figure games, both games last week. Those are your veterans. Those are the guys that you really expect to carry you going into, especially as we kind of hit the end of the early part of the season. Tonight's Game 5. By the end of December, you'll have 10 games in, and end of December is less than 12 days away. So, so this begins a really busy stretch, and so an important stretch for this team.
Yeah, and for Newcastle, they have 3 guys averaging double figures. New Palestine has 2. So you mentioned the guard play. Another guard for Newcastle that's really good is Cole McDaniel. He's averaging 14.5 points per game. We're going to call his name a lot. He's kind of, I think him and Blaine Nunnally are going to go at it tonight as, who can set the tone, set the pace for their squads, and being those point guards for their respected teams who can get things going. And I think a good start is key for both of these teams because, New Pal is kind of hit or miss with their good starts, whether it be throughout the entire season or into a game. So I think the first 8 minutes of this game could be crucial for the rest of the night.
I think that's something that we will be keeping an eye on as the Dragons and the Newcastle Trojans get set to tip off. We're going to take our first break of the night. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups and get you ready for tip-off. It's the Dragons and the Trojans. It's HHC basketball. This is NewPalRadio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
And maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habing, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
Along with Jarrett Lewis, I'm Andrew Smith back at New Palestine High School. The Dragons getting set to take on the Newcastle Trojans. Starting lineups being announced. We'll give them to you for the Dragons. The front line, Kyle Bastian, a 6'3 senior, and Steele Brassfield, a 6'5 junior, averaging 16.5 points a game. Matt Brown in the middle, a 6'4 senior, averaging 7.5 a game. Eli Stevens and Blaine Nunnally are the guards. For Newcastle, the front court, Caleb Groh, a 6'2 junior, and Trey Miller, a 6'2 junior. Devin Fielden, a 6'3 senior. In the backcourt, Cole McDaniel, a 5'9 senior, and Gavin Welch, a 6'4 sophomore. Our officials tonight are Bill Forehand, Chad Beck, and Scott Wagner. The Dragons in the home white uniforms, red numbers and letters and red and black trim. Newcastle in the road greens with white numbers trimmed in gray. Kyle Bastian tips the ball backwards to Matt Brown, and away we go. New Palestine will begin with possession. Moving from left to right as you envision this court in your mind's eye. Steele Brassfield with a basketball on the left side. Newcastle shows a man-to-man defense. Clears it back up top for Nunnally. Swings it back to the left side for Kyle Bastian. He'll circle the arc. Bring it back out top to Blaine Nunnally. Good ball pressure applied by Cole McDaniel. Plays it over to the right side to Eli Stevens. Takes one dribble. Skips it back out through Bastian to Brassfield. Thought about the NBA three. Instead drives, launches from the short corner left side. It's in and out, no good. And the rebound pulled out of there by Caleb Groh of Newcastle. Trojans will bring it the other way as Groh starts the offense. He'll slide it to the left side, pick up the dribble, bounce pass high post to Gavin Welch. He'll drive down the right side of the line, elevate from the right block, leave it a little strong, and the rebound pulled out of there by Matt Brown for New Palestine. Blaine Nunnally turns on the Jets, pulls up from 15 and knocks it down. Blaine Nunnally, the first two of the game.
Well, all three shots, so we've seen two from New Palestine, one from Newcastle. They've looked like confident shots by three different players. Third time's the charm. Blaine Nunnally knocks down his shot from the elbow.
Newcastle in possession. Groh launches from 17. It's long, and the long rebound corralled by Nunnally. He'll push it the other way up the left side, drop it for Brown, puts it off glass and in from the middle of the lane. Matt Brown gives the Dragons a 4-0 lead on a nice feed from Nunnally.
Yeah, good offense. Nunnally leading the charge. He draws the defense towards him. Matthew Brown is trailing right down the middle of the lane, and he's there for the easy put in.
6:24 to go opening quarter. New Palestine leads 4-0. Trey Miller tries to change that but misses a three from the wing. The rebound drops into the hands of Devin Fielden, but he leaves it short with the right hand, right under the hoop, and the Dragons with possession.
Boy, New Palestine, they got lucky there because there was a nice tip by a Newcastle player, and then trying to put it in was Devin Fielden, unable to, and Dragons kind of got a break there.
Blaine Nunnally throws up an air ball from three from the right wing, but Steele Brassfield was able to track the rebound down and throw it off of one of the Newcastle players. And so it'll be Dragon possession. Nunnally inbounds to Stevens in the left corner. He'll fire it to Brown, left post, and he traveled. So Matt Brown shuffled the feet on the catch, and so it'll be possession to Newcastle after the first turnover of the game.
Yeah, Brown is being guarded by Fielden, who we just mentioned, and those two couldn't be more identical in size and height. So that's going to be another interesting matchup we're going to watch tonight.
A couple of football players. Cole McDaniel drives, turns the corner, and goes to the hoop and lays it in with the right hand. He gets Newcastle on the board. It's 4-2.
Yeah, McDaniels, he's the smallest player on the floor. Him and Nunnally are pretty close, but Nunnally has a few inches, but his explosiveness is going to play key. He just blew by Nunnally on that last possession.
Nunnally feeds Brassfield top of the key. Dragons trail by 2. 2.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Brassfield feeds into the corner to Bastian. One dribble, skips it out top to Nunnally, who rescues it in the high circle. Newcastle likes its defense. Nunnally uses a screen up top. It's an illegal screen by Matt Brown. And Chad Beck, the official, was all over that. Matt Brown was protesting, but to no avail. Turnover, and the offensive foul gives the ball back to Newcastle.
Yeah, Matthew was protesting the call. He said he got pushed into the Newcastle player, but still, and we get an offensive foul on just like that on the other end.
Called by the same official. And so this one's on Trey Miller, and again, it looks like an illegal screen was called on Newcastle. So New Palestine gets it back.
Yeah, in a matter of 10 seconds, we see two illegal screen calls.
Nunnally across midcourt stripe, slides it to the left side. Newcastle traps him. He's in a little bit of trouble, but is able to clear it to Brassfield north of the volleyball line. He loses the handle, gets it back, and then throws it away. Tried to skip it over to Bastian, but it was picked off by Gavin Welch. He feeds into the corner for a catch-and-shoot three from Trey Miller. It's a little strong. McDaniel with the offensive rebound off the glass and in. And Newcastle is the last four to tie it up. Nunnally pushes it the other way. It challenges Fielden and scores with a left hand. Coast-to-coast drive by Nunnally gives the Dragons lead back at 6-4.
Boy, in a blink of an eye, Nunnally has the ball across the court, puts it in with the left-handed layup. But on the other end, McDaniel got that offensive board around three different New Pal players.
He's the smallest guy on the floor and was able to do that. Tries to turn the corner here, and it's hand-checked by Nunnally. That'll be Blaine's first foul, and the Dragons' second.
Boy, Nunnally, he's going to have his hands full, I think, in this one, because McDaniel caught that ball, and in an instant, made one dribble with his left hand and beat him baseline. Nunnally had to foul him.
Miller with the ball into the corner for McDaniel. Catch and shoot three over Nunnally's outstretched hand, knocks it down. Cole McDaniel has all 7 of Newcastle's points. They lead at 7-6.
Good play out of bounds. McDaniel was the trigger man. He got it in, and then he got a nice screen from Felden, who's such a big body. Gave him enough space in the corner.
Dragons with possession, showing a flex offense as Nunnally feeds inside to Brassfield, catches loose as the handle, but he is fouled as he was going to the hoop. And if this is on Trey Miller, and it looks like it is, it's his second foul. And so a little bit of foul trouble mounts on Newcastle's leading scorer. Miller has not scored tonight, averages 13.3, but he will have to sit as Sam Maddie comes off of Newcastle's bench, or will after this free throw by Steele Brassfield, but he knocks down to tie the game. We've played 1 second more than half of the first quarter. We're tied at 7. And now New Palestine leads 8-7 as Brassfield hits both free throws. Cole McDaniel has all of Newcastle's points. He has the basketball, pulls up for three, top of the key, knocks it down.
Boy, you want to talk about a confidence booster. Cole McDaniel, his hands are on fire because he is shooting the heck out of the basketball right now. He got it over the timeline and in 2 dribbles pulled up from top of the key.
Dragons work it out to Brassfield from Brown. He launches a three, top of the key, no good. The long rebound to Eli Stevens. He'll work the left baseline, bring it back out to Brassfield. Drives from the left wing inside. Newcastle coaches wanted to charge. Fielden was able to force the miss. Trojans with possession. They push it up to Grow. Right wing three is good. 3 consecutive three-pointers on as many possessions, and Newcastle, just like that, has taken a 13-8 lead. Now we have a blocking foul that is heavily protested by a Newcastle coaching staff and fan base that has been a little cantankerous already through the first 4 minutes and 48 seconds of the game.
Yeah, we have the Green fans standing behind us to our right, and they've been into this game from the tip-off. There's been some good defensive stands that they've been clapping during. They were looking for that charge call. They're not going to get it, but these fans are giving a nice boost to Newcastle in this first quarter.
Foul on Cole McDaniel is his first. Damon Hawkins into the game, catches the inbounds, drives, has a shot partially deflected. McDaniel has the rebound. He pushes it up with a full head of steam. Up the left side to Grow, back to McDaniel, left wing. Lobs it into the post to a new face in the game, Brandon Matney, and he traveled. So Matt Brown got a very brief rest, and now he's back in. He'll replace Kyle Bastion in the Dragons lineup. 2:55 to go in the opening quarter. It's 13-8, Newcastle in the lead. That was the Dragons' first stop at a few possessions. Newcastle had hit back-to-back-to-back threes to take this lead. Nunnally feeds Brassfield, cutting to the left block. Takes a couple of dribbles, pitches out to Brown. Catch and shoot from 15 is in and out, no good. And the rebound corralled by Caleb Grow of Newcastle.
Even though that shot doesn't go down, that's still a good look for New Palestine. Matthew Brown extending himself out to that elbow. Just doesn't get it to go down.
McDaniel in the right corner matched up with Nunnally. Fakes the drive, takes it out to the wing, still on the bounce. And will bring it out into the high circle. Back to the right side. Brown picks him up on a switch. McDaniel in the right corner, back out to Grow on the wing. He'll use Matney's screen, and Nunnally matches up with him. Bounce pass to Sam Maddie, high left. 2:08 to go. Into the high post, they run the scissors play, hand off to McDaniel, and Damon Hawkins is going to be called for a blocking foul, trying to keep McDaniel in front of him. That'll be Hawkins first and the third on the Dragons.
And that's a good catch by Newcastle. They had the screen, and Matthew Brown got switched up on Cole McDaniel. McDaniel gave the ball up, but they run a play that has the option of giving it to McDaniel. He got it, and he draws the foul.
Newcastle inbounds to McDaniel, left corner. He looks to drive baseline, fire into the right corner to Grow. They swing it around to Matty for an open three left wing. This one is strong, but the rebound picked out of there by Gavin Welch. He lays it in, and Trent Whitaker needs a 30-second timeout as Newcastle is on a roll right now. 15-8, the Trojans lead. They are on an 11-2 run. We're going to take a break, come back right after this. This is Dragon Basketball at newpalradio.com.
Pork Vet Solutions is the best veterinary choice for your swine operation. Our 2 doctors, Matt Ackerman and Dylan Lape, can help you position your pork production system for the 21st century. We provide veterinary and consulting services, herd visits, preventive medicine, and more. Pork Vet Solutions is licensed and accredited in 8 states. Reach us online at porkvet.com or call 623-5132. That's porkvet.com or 623-5132. PorkVet Solutions, literally saving your bacon each and every day.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Along with Jarrett Lewis, I'm Andrew Smith. Back at the Dragons' Den. New Palestine trailing Newcastle 15-8. Dragons throw it away as Newcastle threw a trap at him, and New Palestine did not handle it very well. And that's the third Dragon turnover. Newcastle on a roll right now. They're on an 11-2 run and feeling very confident offensively. And Gavin Welch pulls up from the right side. It won't go. Steele Brassfield is fouled on the rebound. As Gavin Welch looks like he grabbed him and did. That'll be Welch's first. But this Newcastle team's just playing with a lot of energy right now. And looks like the Dragons kind of need to respond to that energy level Newcastle is providing.
Yeah, the Trojans, they know exactly what they're trying to get in an offensive possession. They're staying patient, but they're still aggressive. McDaniel is the one leading the charge. But then on shots, they have a lot of tall guys like Steele Brassfield, who misses his three, that they are tough down low trying to get those offensive rebounds.
Brassfield took advantage of a player gambling, but couldn't get the open three to go down from the left side. But the Trojans throw it away. As a pass from Groh out to the corner, tried to hook it out to McDaniel up top, but ended up throwing it wide of him and out of bounds. So it'll be a turnover back to New Palestine, which trails 15-8 with 1:03 to go in the first quarter. Hockett, Nunnally, Brown, C.J. Oliver, who's checked into the game, and Brassfield for New Palestine. As the Dragons have possession, Brassfield on the wing. Takes one dribble, feeds Nunnally in the high circle. Lane back to Steele Brassfield, right wing. He'll dribble it to the baseline, find himself in a trap. Kick it back out to Hockett. Into the right wing to Brassfield. Jab step, drives into the lane, draws contact. And an offensive foul is called. I think that one might have been called by the Newcastle bench. It was right in front of the official.
And he had the best look at him. All 6 or 7 coaches that they have over there stand up out of their chair and do the exact same motion. And it took the referee a second to call it, but he ended up going with the charge and going with the Newcastle side.
Now, Trent Whitaker is saying his piece to the official right now. Sometimes you can be swayed by the people in front of you, and that looked like the case there. Here is McDaniel with it on the right wing. Final 30 seconds of a first quarter that the Dragons played well early, but it's been all Newcastle in the last half. Welch up top, picks up his dribble, bounces to McDaniel in the high circle. Oliver picks him up with 15. Slides to the left side. McDaniel still on the bounce, high left with 9. Drives with 8. Step back 3 from the left wing is around and no good. Rebound tip up in the air. Out to McDaniel, launches another 3. This one is off the side of the rim, no good. Brassfield has the rebound, and the Dragons survive that final possession, and they get a chance to regroup as Newcastle, thanks to 10 first quarter points from Cole McDaniel, leads New Palestine 15-8 after one quarter. We're going to take a break, come back after this. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.
At Real Life Church, we've done everything we can to create a place people love so they can experience a loving God. That means we do everything with you in mind. Whether it's our weekend services, our kids and student ministry, or small groups, we really have been expecting you. We've been praying for you, and we're excited about the opportunity to go on a spiritual journey with you. We hope that you'll take your next step and join us this weekend at Real Life Church. There's always room for you.
Catch the Shot Photography is your hometown photographer. Locally owned by Brenda Adams Turk and David Turk, Catch the Shot is dedicated to providing quality photos of your family, seniors, sports, and special events. We offer custom designed products including sponsor banners, photo collages, senior banners, and much more. We look forward to catching the shots with you. Contact Catch the Shot Photography at 317-620-1240 or catchtheshot.com.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
Second quarter action beginning here in New Palestine. The Dragons trailing Newcastle 15-8. Newcastle with possession to start the quarter. They run the scissors play off of Welch, who takes 2 dribbles into the lane, turns and scores, and Newcastle's run continues. It's now 13-2 on the run and 17-8 in the game.
Yeah, Welch, who's guarded by Brassfield, he's really confident in his game right now. He's had a lot of times where he's beat Brassfield on some plays, and he's let him know about it.
Brassfield had an open look from the right baseline, but looked like he rushed the shot, left it a little short, and this Newcastle pressure defense has the Dragons all out of sorts right now. And here's a drive by McDaniel. He drives, draws a foul. And so it's kind of an avalanche. New Palestine's trying to hold back right now. Offensively, Newcastle's playing with a lot of confidence and energy, but it's fueled by their defensive energy. They're kind of running a scramble defense right now, and it just seems to have the Dragons really, really out of sorts.
Well, yeah, you can tell the defense is working because they only gave up 8 points in that first quarter to a team that's averaging 67 a game. So you have good defensive efforts on the other end of the floor, and then whether it's fast break or just slow playing it in the half-court offense, Newcastle knows exactly what to do with the basketball. And that time, Cole McDaniel, who had a really nice drive to draw the foul.
He hits one of the 2 free throws. It's 18-8, Newcastle in the lead. Not only feeds Oliver on the left wing, drives to the free throw line, pitches out to Hockett, and he is fouled by Trey Miller, and that's Miller's third. So Newcastle has done a lot of this without Trey Miller, their leading scorer, as he picked up 2 quick wins, came right back in the game to start the second quarter, and is right back out with his third foul. So Eli Stevens checks back in for New Palestine. Nunnally, Stevens, Oliver, Brassfield, and Bastian, the 5 on the floor. Inbounds to Bastian in the left corner, gets it back out to Brassfield on the wing. He'll direct traffic and feed Blaine Nunnally up top. Nunnally to the top of the key, drives down the lane, spin move, may have gotten away with a walk into the corner. Brassfield catch and shoot, 3 is perfect. Steele Brassfield scores his 5th point of the game. That's the Dragons' first field goal in a long time, and it's 18-11.
Great offense started there by Blaine Nunnally. Got to the free throw line, realized he wasn't going to get to the rim. Nice kick out to his 3-point friend in Steele Brassfield.
Devin Fielden drives from the top right down the lane, and he draws a foul. And that's going to be the first on Kyle Bastian. It's a 6-team foul in New Palestine, but they've spread them around among 6 different players. Got a feeling fouls may be a key point of this game as the officials are calling it very tight.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of kind of hand check fouls, a lot of, handoffs where the guy makes 1 or 2 dribbles and the defender's trying to cut him off, but the referee sees enough contact there to call it.
Fielden misses both free throws, and Brassfield has the rebound. Dragons trail it by 7. We've played 80 seconds of the second quarter. Nunnally over to Kyle Bastian, and he traveled. 5th Dragon turnover as he dragged the pivot foot starting his drive.
That was one of those where Bastian, before he caught the basketball, he knew what he was going to do. He was going to try to do a quick shot fake, and those are ones that our referees are anticipating, and they're going to call travel for.
Sam Matty high left, feeds to the top of the key to Welch. He'll back it out to the volleyball line, a handoff to McDaniel. Back to the top, Fielden to the left, or to the right side for Gavin Welch. Back out to Matty. He drives down the lane, leaves it a little short of the right hand. Fielden's rebound is off the front of the rim, no good. But another offensive rebound for Newcastle as Caleb Grobe collects it on the tip out. They'll reset. McDaniel, right wing, in a double team, pitches into the corner for Matty. Catch and shoot 3 is an air ball and comes right to Kyle Bastian. Dragons want to run. Up the floor to Nunnally. He gets McDaniel on the run. Can't get the runner to go. Offensive rebound pulled out by Stevens. Out to C.J. Oliver, who knocks down a 3. 2 threes in the quarter for the Dragons. They're back within 4.
That's what happens when you get those offensive rebounds, especially when it's so congested inside the 3-point line. C.J. Oliver was the only one beyond it. Nobody near him. Catch and shoot 3 from the left wing.
Matty with it high right for Newcastle. 5.5 to go second quarter. They lead it by 4. They'll skip it over to Caleb Groh. Dragons have scored 7 straight after trailing by 11. McDaniel tries to end that drive strong from the right wing to the left side of the hoop. Scoops it up with the left hand and scores his 13th point. And then the Dragons, just a careless turnover. There was no pressure at all, and they just threw it out of bounds.
McDaniel, who made the shot, was kind of hovering around the free throw line, waiting for C.J. Oliver to do something, and he made a late reaction towards Blaine Nunnally. Oliver ends up awkwardly trying to get it to Nunnally still, and you get a turnover.
It's the 6th Dragon turnover. McDaniel in the lane, pitches out to Field, and he fumbled the catch, but was able to recover. Over to the right side, Welch, 1 dribble, clears it back to Field, and he'll launch a 3 from the right wing and hit it. Devin Fielden, the big guy, knocks down a 3, and suddenly Newcastle has responded to the Dragons' 7-0 run with 5 straight to push its lead back up to 9.
Fielden was jealous of everybody else getting in on the action shooting it. He decides to step out and knock one down.
Stevens top of the key to the left side of Oliver, takes dribbles into the lane and is hand checked. And so this will be the 6th team foul on Newcastle, so the Dragons will take it out of bounds. The foul is on Sam Matty. That's his first. So the next foul for both teams will send the opponent into the bonus. And C.J. Oliver's got to tie a shoe before we do anything else. These things happen occasionally. You might have a shoelace stepped on. Nunnally inbounds to Stevens, right corner. Dragons in possession. Bounce pass back into the post to Brown, and he's held by Cole McDaniel, who cannot believe the call. And now McDaniel's got 2 fouls. And this also will send the Dragons into the 1 and bonus.
Well, we were kind of wondering why that pass was so far from the outstretched arms of Brown. And we kind of had a few players in the way, but it looked like McDaniel had a good hold of him, who's trying to work against the biggest player on the floor.
Brown misses the front end of the 1 and 1 off the front of the rim. So Newcastle with possession the rebound fell right into the hands of Gavin Welch. McDaniel, right wing, drives into the lane, step back jumper over Oliver from 18, won't go, and Steele Brassfield has the rebound. 4:20 to go, Dragons trail by 9. We're in the second quarter. Brassfield up, under and in from the right block. Steele Brassfield with a nice little move. Draws the Dragons back within 7, scores his 7th point.
Yeah, Brassfield wasn't necessarily a shot fake. He just kind of moved the ball up above his head, and then he brought it under the defender, and then a nice little runner inside the lane.
Newcastle with possession. Groh out to Matty. He drives top of the key, spins at the free throw line, cut off, kicks it out for a 3 by Fielden. This one's halfway down and out, and the rebound pulled out of there by Eli Stevens. Brassfield for New Palestine to the top of the key. Clears to Nunnally on the left wing. Takes one dribble to Brown in the post. He's double teamed, takes it to the right hand, leaves it a little too strong. And the rebound pulled out of there by Gavin Welch. Welch to the top of the key. Left side launches a 3, no good. And Brassfield has the rebound. He'll push it the other way. 3.5 to go as Brassfield. Nobody picked him up till he got to the lane. Split a double team. Left it a little short, but Brown tips the rebound out to Stevens. He wants 3. It's strong. And the long rebound is corralled by Gavin Welch of Newcastle.
Yeah, once Welch got that rebound, Coach Daniel Cox of Newcastle is looking for his team to slow it down. He saw 2 previous possessions where one guy brought the ball across the floor and one guy dribbled it around and put up a shot.
There's Stevens stepping in, picking off a pass, drives down the lane. He's a little bit forced off balance, missed the layup, and Matty collects the rebound, and now Newcastle wants to run. McDaniel out to Groh, 3 in the air, good.
That's really good fast break offense by Newcastle, especially because when Welch got the ball in the corner, he knew exactly where his player was on the left wing. That was Caleb Groh who knocked down that 3. He anticipated that so well.
The Dragons had cut the deficit to 4. It's now back to 10, but Blaine Nunnally's going to shoot free throws. And this is a big one because Cole McDaniel just got called for his 3rd foul. And that's the one disadvantage to playing it's actually a 2nd foul. So the scoreboard was incorrect earlier. But that's the one disadvantage when you're Newcastle of playing the aggressive defense they play. You're going to commit a lot of fouls out on the floor.
Yeah, we see McDaniel with 2, which is key. And we still have about 2.5 minutes left in this quarter. And then Miller, their leading scorer, is still on the bench. And we're not going to see him till the 3rd quarter. Maybe he may not start the 3rd quarter. We'll have to wait and see.
Nunnally hits the first free throw. Cuts the deficit to 9 and now 8 as he hits the 2nd. He has 6 points. 2:35 to go. Newcastle 26, New Palestine 18. Dragons on defense here as Fielden has it on the right wing. Bounce pass to the block. One dribble by Welch. His shot is blocked, but he gets his own rebound. And now they'll swing it around to McDaniel for a 3. It is partially blocked, but comes right back to McDaniel. He drives past Bastion and scores. Cole McDaniel is having himself a game. He's got 15 of Newcastle's 28.
Well, there was some pretty long arms from New Palestine able to knock that down, that 3-point shot from McDaniel, and he just got a lucky bounce right to his arms.
Bastion drives, and he leaves it a little strong from 12, and McDaniel collects the air ball. He'll slow things down. McDaniel came into the game averaging 12.7. He has already eclipsed that with 1:50 to go in the first half. Bounce pass to the right side to Sam Matty. He's guarded by Nunnally, works it back out top to McDaniel. Over to the right side, Bastion tips it in the air, but it comes back to Matty. To the baseline, Fielden, back out to McDaniel. Fakes the 3, drives to the free throw line, pitches out to Groh for a 3, and he knocks another one down, and it's turning into a game of horse. Newcastle absolutely cannot miss. That is their 6th three of the night. They lead it by 13.
That's the spot for Caleb Groh, that left wing. We got a great look at it right in front of us. But just the offense of Newcastle, they drive and kick so well. They know where their teammates are at to try to make those passes.
Blaine Nunnally drives and scores as he knocks down a teardrop runner from 10. That's his 8th point, but the Dragons find themselves in an 11-point hole. McDaniel to the right wing, loses the handle, but gets it back. And it seems like every loose ball is going to Newcastle right now, and they're going to call timeout. So, and you know, that was probably personified by the possession where the Dragons blocked 2 shots and Newcastle still ended up scoring on it. It's just been one of those nights for the Dragons. Every loose ball seems to be going Newcastle's way. The Dragons have had some open looks that they just haven't been able to knock down. It looks like maybe rushing some shots at times, and it just have not looked like the same team we saw the last couple of weekends.
The offense on the end of Newcastle just looks a whole lot cleaner. You know, they're staying aggressive. They got some guys with speed, especially McDaniel. He's able to beat his man off the dribble. He's drove baseline. He's drove to the middle of the floor. But what I'm so impressed with is just the rhythm that Newcastle has. They have good team camaraderie. When one guy's driving, he knows exactly out of the corner of his eye where one of his teammates is from downtown to try to knock down a 3.
Newcastle in possession after the timeout. Bounce pass out to Devin Fielden. He'll work it out to Caleb Groh in the high circle. Brassfield steps out on him as Groh slides to the right side. Bounce pass to Matty. He'll track it down. Take it to the left side. Newcastle looks like they're trying to run a bit of a delay game and hold it for the last shot. McDaniel across the top, bumped by Eli Stevens. That's the 7th New Palestine team foul, and Cole McDaniel will go to the line.
I guess if you're gonna foul, well, no, you don't want to foul McDaniel.
No.
You don't want to put him at the line. If you're going to foul, you're gonna wait until somebody else besides him ends up with the basketball.
McDaniel will shoot a 1 and bonus and hit the front end for his 16th point. He's now 2 of 3 from the line, and Newcastle's up by 12. Well, just like last year, if the Dragons are going to be successful, they're going to have to climb out of a big hole. They nearly did last year. They were down 15 plus and managed to get it to a 1-possession game at the Newcastle Fieldhouse. And McDaniel hits both free throws to give Newcastle a 13-point lead. Final 30 seconds of the half. Stevens, top of the key. Over to Nunnally, left side, catch and shoot 3. Top of the key, a little short. Fielden with the rebound, and Newcastle will likely get the final possession of the half.
It was a good look, good try. Double screen away from the ball for Nunnally. 3 from the top of the key, just doesn't go down. Now you need to stop.
Gavin Welch, high right. Ian Stevens guarding him. Gavin Welch in the high circle. He'll drive, and another hand-checking foul called. This one on Ian Stevens. And any contact at all is being called on the hand checks. And you'd think that that would work in New Palestine's favor as physical as Newcastle's defense has been, but it seems to have been the opposite here in the last few minutes.
I guess one thing about a foul is you're still in 1-on-1, even though he makes the first.
Yeah, makes the front end.
You stop the clock, you still have a chance with 4.7 to try to get something on the other end of the floor.
So we'll see a substitution as Matt Bell checks in for Newcastle. 4.7 seconds to go. Welch hits the first free throw. The second one is no good. Rebound to the Dragons. And ahead to Nunnally across midcourt. Pulls up at the volleyball line and can't get the 3 to go. And he tried to sell the hard closeout and went down and looked at the official, and the official gave him some words on the way to the locker room. And I don't think he liked being, I don't know, I would say shown up, but he did not like the reaction Nunnally had after going to the floor after the missed 3. Whatever the case, the Dragons struggling a little bit tonight. Newcastle has been able to open up a 34-20 halftime lead. The D&D Strictly Storage Best in Sight Family Eye Care halftime show comes up right after this. We're going to take a break. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Broadcast presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, Weed control, aerations, mowing, and more are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habig, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
You're listening to The Dragons on newpalradio.com.
Back at the Dragons Den, New Palestine trailing Newcastle 34-20 along with Jarrett Lewis. I'm Andrew Smith. Time for the D&D Strictly Storage Best in Sight Family Eye Care halftime show. And it's been a night where the Dragons had an early lead at 6-4 and then 8-7. But since then, Newcastle has turned it on, and a big reason why. Cole McDaniel, 5'9" senior guard, 17 points on the night. And they went on a 13-2 run to take a double-digit lead and have just gradually extended it with some really good three-point shooting, and they lead at 34-20. Let's go over the halftime numbers. Cole McDaniel leading the way for Newcastle. 6 field goals, 2 of them threes. He's 3 of 4 from the line. He has 17 points. Caleb Groh has 9 on 3 threes. Gavin Welch has 2 baskets. He's 1 of 2 from the line for 5. Devin Vielton has knocked down a 3. He's 0 for 2 from the line for his 3 points. Sam Matty, Trey Miller, their leading scorer coming into the game. Brandon Matney and Matt Bell have all played but have not scored for Newcastle, which has 12 field goals, 6 of them threes. They're 4 of 8 from the line. Blaine not only leads the way for New Palestine with 8 points, he has 3 field goals, is 2 of 2 from the line. Steele Brassfield has 7. He has 2 field goals, 1 of them a 3. He's 2 of 2 from the line. C.J. Oliver's knocked down a 3. Matt Brown at 2. He's 0 for 1 from the line for his 2 points. Eli Stevens, Damon Hockett, Ian Stevens, Kyle Bastian have all played but have not scored for New Palestine, which has just 7 field goals in the opening half, 2 of them threes, 4 of 5 from the line. And Jared, I know we've kind of talked about this. Newcastle just looks like a confident basketball team right now, and they were a team that lost their opener to Guerin Catholic and then lost big to Anderson by 26 points in the opening weekend in December, but came back last week, beat Jay County, and that seemed to kind of get them going, and they really have looked good tonight. And as you've mentioned, they've just looked very confident and smooth offensively. And what I've been impressed with Newcastle is just how quickly the ball moves, and everybody's always in the right spots. They know where the ball needs to be, and they whip it around the perimeter and drive it inside and kick it out really, really well.
They just work together as a team. The 5 guys that are on the floor, it seems like they just know. They have something between them in their minds that they're thinking, okay, I know where my buddy's going to be when I catch the basketball right here in the corner. There's just been so many times where they get the basketball and they're looking to make a move. They're looking to make something happen, whether it's just a catch and shoot. They're looking to catch or look to get that dribble, try to beat their man off the dribble. And if there's help side defense, which there has been from New Palestine, they've done a decent job of helping the helper. But, you know, the back end of that is there's going to be an open man somewhere probably. And Newcastle, that's been the difference, is just they have been aggressive. They're confident. And when they drive, they are looking to kick to find that open man. And the shooting from downtown has been really spectacular. We saw pretty good shooting in that very first game of the season here when the Dragons were facing off against Beach Grove. But the shooting from Newcastle in this first half has been extraordinary as well.
And that's the thing. They've knocked down shots, and it seemed like New Palestine's kind of gotten into a little bit more of an offensive rhythm, but in the latter half of the first quarter, first part of the second quarter, a lot of open shots. Kind of looked like Newcastle's pressure defense just got the Dragons a little bit out of rhythm, and then you saw some forced shots, some shots that looked a little bit rushed, and New Palestine really did not help themselves with some open looks that just did not go down.
I think there was a stretch in that second quarter where the Dragons realized that, okay, Newcastle's playing pretty confident. They're playing good team basketball. I think in that stretch, early on in that second quarter especially, I think they tried to rush a lot of things. They tried to get it down the floor quick, try to put up some quick shots, whether it be Nunnally or Brassfield. But New Pal, they've gotten some good looks. Overall, they've played a decent game. There's been a lot of things that have just bounced into Newcastle's way. Newcastle, although, is playing super tough, getting offensive boards and giving second chance to their teammates on some shots, and that's been a killer for New Palestine. But I think New Pal, they still have a shot. It's a 14-point game. There's a lot of basketball left. They just got to continue to play aggressive, and I think good on-ball defense is going to be the start because McDaniel has done a really nice job. When he gets the basketball, he's looking to make a move. And there's been, more guys than McDaniel, though. We love to hit on him because he's had an extraordinary first half. But this is a really good Newcastle team, and when they get the basketball, they're looking to make something happen.
And that has definitely been the case. Let's take a look. A couple other scores in the HHC tonight. Greenfield Central leads Yorktown 19-14 at halftime. And also, University leads Pendleton Heights 15-6. That's after a quarter. That is Pendleton Heights' season opener as they've had a little bit of a delay getting started. We're going to take our final break of the D&D Strictly Storage Best in Sight Family Eye Care halftime show. When we come back, we'll bring you second half action. Dragons trail at 34-20. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. With a former Dragon star in Bloomington, all eyes should be on the Hoosiers football program this year. HoosierHuddle.com is a free and independent site that has covered the football team since 2013. They provide roster analysis, player profiles, interviews, game previews, wrap-ups, and more. You can follow them on Twitter at Hoosier_Huddle or visit HoosierHuddle.com to keep up with your in-state favorites.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
Second half action beginning here at the Dragons' Den. New Palestine trailing Newcastle 34-20. Along with Jarrett Lewis, I am Andrew Smith. And we have the original starting fives for both teams out on the floor. Dragons will move from right to left as you envision this court in your mind's eye. Eli Stevens, Blaine Nunnally, Kyle Bastian, Steele Brassfield, and Matt Brown for New Palestine. Cole McDaniel, Caleb Groh, Trey Miller, Gavin Welch, and Devin Fielden for the Newcastle Trojans. Dragons in the home whites. And with the basketball, Blaine Nunnally up top. Crosses over to the free throw line, launches a 15-footer, was partially blocked, and comes to Devin Fielden. And so Cole McDaniel, his team has a 14-point lead with the basketball. Over to Grohl, back into the high post. They'll run the scissors play. And Welch turns, drives down the lane. Knocked free by Stevens, but comes into the hands of a Trojan. They'll work it out to Fielden, who knocks up a shot from with his foot on the line. He missed it badly, and the Dragons got the rebound. And we have a foul on Newcastle as we had a player forced out of bounds. And this will be Gavin Welch's second.
Well, there's another example of the ball bouncing into the Trojans' hands. They've had a lot of those in that first half, and luckily, missed shot there and a foul. New Palestine gets another crack at it.
Nunnally over to the right side to Eli Stevens. Takes one dribble, skips it back over to Nunnally left side to Matt Brown, baseline left. Back out to Blaine Nunnally. He looks to turn the corner on Fielden, who got the arm in there, and so it'll be Fielden's second foul. And that's one of the things. If they're going to call the hand checks like they are, you might as well take advantage and drive and look for contact.
Yeah, and a good job there by Nunnally. He got the screen from Brown. Friedman, a bigger body, has to switch out on him. Nunnally tries to beat him baseline, which he had him for a moment, but Friedman has to get the foul called on him because he almost gets beat.
Dragons had some trouble getting it in, but do, and now they get it to Brassfield in the middle of the night on a nice feed from Eli Stevens, and Steele Brassfield scores his 9th point and cuts the deficit to 12.
Boy, sometimes when Brassfield drives into the lane, you're thinking, oh boy, there's not much room for him to make something happen, but his height, he's able to just rise above everybody and get the shots to go.
Eli Stevens knocks the ball free and heads the other way and scores. Eli Stevens with a steal and score. And now the Dragons are within 10 as they've scored 4 quick ones to start the third.
And Coach Whitaker and these fans are trying to get into it as well. Get a stop here, cut it to a single-digit game.
McDaniel hands off to Miller. They weave it up top, back to McDaniel on the left side. Over to Grohl. Brassfield got his hand in there and knocked it out of bounds. Possession will stay with Newcastle.
Great communication there. Coach Trent Whitaker saw what they were running. They had the weave working up top, and then they were going to run a flare screen. And Brassfield heard the command from Trent Whitaker. He got his hand out there, able to deflect it out of bounds.
Grohl to inbound. Free throw line extended left side up top to McDaniel. McDaniel with Nunnally on him up to the top of the key. Uses Fielden's screen. Pick and pop with Fielden. Thought about the three. Didn't take it. Instead, he gives it back to McDaniel. He'll drive to the free throw line. Pitch it out to Fielden. This time he'll launch the three. It's around and no good. And Brassfield has the rebound for New Palestine.
I think if you're New Palestine, I think you're okay with Friedman taking those shots. Here's one quick answer from Brassfield.
Yeah, Brassfield couldn't get it to go, but Matt Brown collects the rebound, puts it up and in. The Dragons have started the third quarter with 6 quick points. It's 34-26, Newcastle in the lead, and Daniel Cox wants a quick 30-second timeout. We'll take one, too. This is Dragon Basketball at NewPalRadio.com.
At Real Life Church, we've done everything we can to create a place people love so they can experience a loving God. That means we do everything with you in mind. Whether it's our weekend services, our kids and student ministry, or small groups, we really have been expecting you. We've been praying for you, and we're excited about the opportunity to go on a spiritual journey with you. We hope that you'll take your next step and join us this weekend at Real Life Church. There's always room for you.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
5:54 to go, third quarter. New Palestine trailing Newcastle 34-26. But a quick 6-0 run to start the third has gotten the Dragons back in the game.
Yeah, it must have been a pretty good halftime speech from Coach Whitaker. Get his boys into this one. They've played great defense on one end, and they turn it into good, solid possessions on the other end.
McDaniel hands off to Grohl, lobs to Matney inside. The pass a little too tall for him. Matney knocks it out of bounds. 5th Newcastle turnover gives the Dragons the ball back. Not only to bring it up, McDaniel picks him up. Brassfield sets the screen top of the key. Feed to Brown, left corner as Brassfield heads down to the post. Brown feeds in there. Brassfield catches left block. Drop stick to the basket and score. Brassfield has his 11th point, and the Dragons are within 6.
Good find there. Brown gets put out in the corner at the three-point line, and somewhere along the way, Brassfield had McDaniel switched on him, and McDaniel knocks down a three. Nobody picks him up. But that last possession, good find there. Brassfield, the much bigger body, going against McDaniel down low.
At the end of run, Cole McDaniel off the dribble. And again, nobody picked him up. And Newcastle's lead is 9, and now we have an offensive foul thanks to a tremendous flopping job by Devin Fielden as Blaine Nunnally ran into him, and Fielden's about at least 50 pounds heavier, and he went down like a tree when Nunnally got close to him, and Blaine gets called for a second foul on the charge.
Blaine didn't like the call.
I can see why.
One of those iffy calls, yeah. Fielden, not a lot of contact there, but even if there was, it'd be hard for Nunnally to knock him down.
Here's a drive by Matney, can't get it to go, and Brassfield has the rebound. That's a second offensive foul called on the Dragons that maybe was sold a little bit by Newcastle. Brassfield can't get the shot to go on one end as McDaniel tries to go coast to coast. It's knocked free, and he's fouled. And it's going to send McDaniel to the free throw line. And the foul on Matt Brown is his second.
This is a good job of the senior Cole McDaniel kind of putting things into his own hands. And he gets that rebound, and he's quickly getting the ball up the floor. He doesn't have the numbers, but his explosiveness, able to draw the defender, kind of give a little hesitation, and then beat him off the dribble. You got to foul him if he's going to the bucket.
McDaniel hits the first free throw. He now has 21 of Newcastle's 38 points, including all 4 here in the third quarter. And he has answered. The Dragons' 8-0 run to start the quarter cut the deficit to 6, and he has answered with 5 consecutive points to push the Trojans' lead back up to 11. Nunnally across midcourt. On the bounce, across the top, pitches out to Bastian, now to Eli Stevens on the high right side. Back to Brassfield, top of the key. He'll slide it to the left, pull up from 15. This off the front of the rim, no good. And the weak side rebound pulled down by Caleb Groh. Newcastle bringing it the other way. Groh hands off and gets it back into the left wing. He'll back it back out to the high left side and throw it away. As he was expecting McDaniel to pop back up top and threw it behind him and went straight out of bounds. 6 Newcastle turnovers.
Yeah, McDaniel got a screen away from the ball, and he had some space at the top of the key, but Groh was late to find him. And then as McDaniel turns his head, Groh thinks he's still there.
Kyle Bastian has it. Gives it to Stevens in the left corner. Back up top to Brown. He'll direct traffic, take one dribble, pick up the dribble, and now clear it back out into the high circle to Stevens. Over to the high right side to Kyle Bastian, over to Nunnally left side. Drives to the free throw line, spin move into the lane, puts up our runner, side of the rim, no good. Brown fighting for the rebound with his teammate, and a travel is called. Yeah, it's one of those cases where you had a jump ball that didn't realize it was teammates there, and the Dragons turn it over. That's their 8th of the game, and they've not been able to take advantage of the fact that they've been able to force multiple stops here. They got it down to 6. Newcastle answered, and the Dragons now, they've stacked about 2 or 3 empty possessions in a row and have been unable to eat into this 11-point deficit.
Brown and his strength trying to rip that ball away from Nunnally. Didn't realize it's his own teammate.
McDaniel, bounce pass right side to Sam Matty, who's into the game for Newcastle. Up top to Miller. Takes a couple dribbles, feeds into the lane. Matney has it knocked free and stolen. Brown got the hand in there, and Nunnally with the steal. Nunnally splits a double team, top of the key to the right side, into the corner for a 3 from Stevens. Front of the rim, no good. Weak side rebound, kept alive by Brown. Off the deck, puts up a wild shot that won't go, but he's fouled. And Matt Brown will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, way to be tough down there, Matthew Brown. You're fighting like heck with Devin Fielden. And like I said earlier, those two boys, same exact bodies, got a lot of muscle on them. And Brown just staying tough, going after that basketball, keeping the possession alive.
Fielden commits his 3rd foul. So he and Trey Miller both have 3 for Newcastle. 3:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Brown hits the first free throw to cut the Dragons' deficit to 10. That is his 5th point. So substitution for Newcastle. Brandon Matney is into the game. And here's the second free throw. Brown hit them both. C.J. Oliver will check back in for the Dragons. He will replace Matt Brown as the Dragons go a little smaller. Damon Hawkins also in the lineup. And Coach Trent Whitaker is going to employ the full court pressure. It's a diamond press. McDaniel in the backfield, able to clear it, and they work it ahead to Welch. Across midcourt, tried to throw it inside. It was knocked free by the Dragons. Rescued by Matney. Here's the three-pointer by Miller. That's good from the right wing.
Well, we were happy with not seeing that the entire game, and now we know why. Trey Miller is the leading scorer on this team. Nice shot fake and enough space there for him to knock that down.
Not only in the lane out to Hockett, he drives and is fouled as he was trying to drive to the hoop and split a double team, and somebody got his arm, and that will be the first foul on Brandon Matney. Already 4 on Newcastle in the second half, 42-30 they lead it. And New Palestine got this deficit cut to 6, but Newcastle's been able to push it back up to 12. It was 14 at halftime. Brassfield into the corner to Eli Stevens. He'll bring it back out to the wing, north of the volleyball line to Brassfield. Dribble to the top of the key, kick it to Nunnally, splits a double team, drives inside. This time the blocking foul is called. The Dragons want continuation, but this is not the NBA, and Nunnally will not be credited with the basket he scored after the foul on Sam Matty.
Well, good job there by Nunnally. New Pal out of bounds play, kind of a little bit of standing when Brassfield had the ball at the top of the key. Nunnally had it, immediately looking to make a move, try to beat his man, draws the foul.
Brassfield catches a pass from Hockett, top of the key, knocks it down. Brassfield with a three-pointer for his 14th point, deficit back to 9, and the Dragons will set up their press.
Well, I was wondering if Brassfield was going to put that up because he caught it and he realized, oh, I have a whole lot of space here, so he kind of waited to shoot it.
Newcastle breaks the press, works it ahead to Miller. He knocks down another 3. Back-to-back threes for Miller, and they lead it by 12 again. Nunnally drives inside. McDaniel trying to take the charge and was nowhere close to set, despite the protestations of a few Newcastle fans. And McDaniel commits his 3rd foul.
I think New Pal got the hint that they should try and be more aggressive in this half, and I think Newcastle picks it up that they're trying to be aggressive. A lot of charges are trying to be taken by these Trojan players.
Dragons working to the right corner, and a feed inside is tipped and stolen. Stevens was trying to force it inside, and pass is knocked free, and Newcastle with possession and a 12-point lead. Sam Matty with it high right. Hockett guarding him. He'll bring it across the top over to Groh. He'll bring it to the top of the key. Over to the right side to Gavin Welch, and hands off to McDaniel. McDaniel hesitation dribble, put the ball in his arm like a running back and went to the basket and scored. That's his 24th point, and Newcastle back up to its biggest lead of the game at 14.
Boy, when McDaniel has the basketball, he has just so much great control with it, as he has a very quick steal.
Now we have a steal, and Miller up top whips it inside. They kick it out to Groh, over into the corner, back to Welch.
This is a huge possession because Newcastle has picked up the momentum again, just like they did back in that first half.
There's a drive inside. Groh puts up a shot. It won't go, but he's fouled on the floor. And so Newcastle will take possession out of bounds. The foul is on C.J. Oliver, and that's his 2nd.
Some costly turnovers on the offensive side for New Pal has turned into some very nice points, and we've seen 2 threes of late from Trey Miller. It's back to a 14-point game. This is a crucial minute 9 left in this 3rd quarter. New Pal wants to keep it within striking distance.
Ian Stevens has checked into the game for New Palestine. As Newcastle with possession, 1:06 to go. Miller on the right wing, guarded by Eli Stevens. Hands off to McDaniel, who brings it into the high circle to reset the offense. Looks to drive inside, has his shot blocked by Oliver, and the loose ball corralled by Stevens. Pushes it up the left side, Hockett into the corner, Ian Stevens. One dribble back out to Hockett. Whips it inside to Oliver, he puts up a shot, a little bit off balance and scores. Nice ball movement by the Dragons, they're down 12.
How about a sequence there for C.J. Oliver? He gets beat by McDaniel, but able to respond and block that shot. And then on the other end, McDaniel was late getting down the floor. That's why Oliver was open down low.
31 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Newcastle in possession. They're running their delay game. McDaniel to Groh. He'll work it across the top. Ian Stevens guards him. He'll bring it out to Matty. 20 seconds to go. Matty guarded by Hockett, out to McDaniel. C.J. Oliver on him with 17. McDaniel up to the high left will set up their end of quarter play with 12. Oliver guarding him. McDaniel to the top of the key. Recoils into the lane. Pitches out to Miller. Open 3. He's hit 3 this quarter. And the Dragons trail it by 15. So we'll head to the fourth quarter. Newcastle with a 50-35 lead. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
Fourth quarter action beginning here at the Dragons' Den. New Palestine trails Newcastle 50-35, and the Dragons opened the quarter with an 8-0 run to cut their deficit to 34-28, and then from there Newcastle outscored them 16-7, and it was largely done with the three-point shot. Trey Miller hit 3 in a row, and Cole McDaniel got it started with one, and that was really it. And the Dragons kind of made their punch, got it to 6, and then Newcastle responded, got it back to double digits, and the Dragons just haven't been able to get enough stops to close it.
Yeah, I think the Dragons kind of forgot Trey Miller was in the ballgame. He had that foul trouble, 3 fouls in that first half, so we didn't get to see a lot of them. But he made his presence known here in that third quarter.
Newcastle will try to slow this game down with a 15-point lead. Sam Matty drives, has the ball knocked free by Ian Stevens and stolen. Up the right side, Damon Hockett drives, misses the shot, blocking foul called. And there was a case again where you had a player kind of trying to sell the charge and didn't get the call. Brandon Matney commits his second, and Damon Hockett will go to the line for a pair.
That tree fell a little bit slower that time. You could tell that was a blocking.
So Hockett, this is his first trip to the line tonight. He's 5 for 6 on the season, now 5 for 7, as he misses the first. It's the Dragons' second miss on the night. They're 6 for 8 from the line. So Damon Hockett going to give the Dragons his first point. He does. Back to a full court press. It's a man-to-man press this time as Newcastle's Sam Matty brings it up. Hockett on him. They shoot a trap at Matty as he crosses midcourt. Up the right side, throws it away. Picked off by Oliver. Oliver ahead to Nunnally. Up the left side. Nunnally into the lane. Pitches out to an open Damon Hockett for 3. Knocks it down. And Newcastle wants a full timeout. 7:06 to go, fourth quarter. 4 quick points has drawn the Dragons back within 11. It's 50-39. We'll take a break, come back after this. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com.
Pork Vet Solutions is the best veterinary choice for your swine operation. Our 2 doctors, Matt Ackerman and Dylan Lape, can help you position your pork production system for the 21st century. We provide veterinary and consulting services, herd visits, preventive medicine, and more. Pork Vet Solutions is licensed and accredited in 8 states. Reach us online at porkvet.com or call 623-5132. That's porkvet.com or 623-5132. Pork Vet Solutions, literally saving your bacon each and every day.
Catch the Shot Photography is your hometown photographer. Locally owned by Brenda Adams Turk and David Turk, Catch the Shot is dedicated to providing quality photos of your family, seniors, sports, and special events. We offer custom designed products including sponsor banners, photo collages, senior banners, and much more. We look forward to catching the shots with you. Contact Catch the Shot Photography at 317-620-1240 or catchtheshot.com.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Dragons with full court pressure at an 11-point deficit as we tick in the final 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. Cole McDaniel brings it across midcourt for Newcastle. He's in a trap, is able to clear it to Matney, top of the key, drives down the lane and scores. Brandon Matney has his first 2 as Newcastle's press offense has been really effective.
Well, they brought 2 guys up on the guy with the ball, and that left Matney just wide open. Nobody near him down low.
Not only skips it out to Brassfield, who knocks down a 3 from the right wing. Steele's got 17, including 3 threes. The Dragons within 10.
It's a very nice, quick answer. Put it back to a 10-point game. Nice to see Steele get into a groove here.
Brassfield in the backcourt knocks it free from McDaniel. It's out of bounds. 10-second violation as the 10 seconds ran out before the ball went out of bounds. And Steele Brassfield's active hands knocking a ball free at the midcourt stripe made that happen.
Great defensive effort there by Steele Brassfield. How about the referee keeping the 10-second clock in his head as that play was unraveling?
It's a big possession for New Palestine, down 10, 6:18 to go. Nunnally uses Brown's screen in a double team, clears to Hockett, top of the key. Tries the right side of the lane, drives inside, and a player goes down, and this time he's able to get the charging call. That's going to be Hockett's second foul, and the third. 9 Dragon turnovers, 3 of them have been charging calls, and I think all 3 of them have been sold a little bit.
Well, I was about to say, how many of these charges does Newcastle have? They're doing a nice job of attempting to. Like you said, there's been a lot that have been kind of questionable, hit or miss.
McDaniel tries to split a double team and is fouled by C.J. Oliver. That'll be Oliver's third. So Eli Stevens will check in, replace Damon Hockett, who gave the Dragons 4 quick points to start the quarter. And they were down 15 to begin the quarter. They trail by 10. McDaniel drives to the lane, cut off by Brown, circles it back out to the high right side. Oliver's all over. McDaniel recoils into the lane, pitches out to the left side to Gavin Welch. He'll bring it back up to the high left. Brassfield sticks to him like glue. Clicks it back out to McDaniel. Lobs to Welch, left wing. Skips it over to Miller. Bounce pass to Matney, right baseline, back to Miller. One dribble to the right wing. Clears it back up top to Welch. 5:37 to go. And we have a foul on Steele Brassfield. And wasn't a whole lot of contact there, but enough for Brassfield's second foul. That's 5 on the Dragons.
Well, I was just about to say what a great defense possession this was. New Pal extending the defense out well beyond the volleyball line in some cases, but then just a little touchy of a foul there called.
It's been consistently called that way, however. So here is McDaniel, drives, goes to the basket, draws a foul. Tell you, one thing McDaniel does on his drive is he cradles the ball almost like a running back. He cradles it, takes 2 steps, but is able to protect the ball that way and do so while taking his 2 steps, so it's not a travel, and is able to get to the hoop.
Yeah, kind of like when a defensive back gets an interception. They're not the best ball carriers when they get the football. You know how good a running back is, but yeah, McDaniel, when he's going to the hoop, he's got that thing cradled just nicely where, you know, it's going to take a good precision shot from a defender to try and knock it out.
The foul was Brown's third. McDaniel hits the first free throw for his 25th point. He has 25 in Newcastle's 53. And he got him started 10 first quarter points. Matter of fact, he scored their first 10 points of the game. And has continued to pile them on. He scores his 26th with the second free throw. He is now 7 of 8 from the line in this game, and Newcastle leads it by 12. Not only drives inside by turning the corner, going right down the lane and scoring his 10th point. His first of the second half, deficit back down to 10.
Nice take by Nunnally. He's been consistent at trying to get to the hoop.
Here's Sam Maddie in a little bit of trouble, but he's able to clear it out, and they get it back to McDaniel. Long up court pass to Groh, clears it back up to Maddie, now to McDaniel, high left. 4:57 to go. McDaniel to the lane, loses the handle, gets it back, loses it again, out of bounds. Last touch by New Palestine.
Oh, no. That's not the right call.
Nobody agrees with that call. Now the officials are going to talk, and they're going to say it's Newcastle ball. Wow. And Trent Whitaker is protesting, and he's not going to get the call, but he hasn't gotten very many tonight.
The only people who missed that one were the referees.
And now we have a foul on the inbounds, and this will send Newcastle to the line. Eli Stevens commits his second. This has not been an easy game to officiate, and I think one thing they have tried to do is call it tightly to try to mitigate some of that, but You know, when you're down 10 and you get a stop by forcing a ball out of bounds, and then not only does that not happen, but you put them on the line a half a second later, that's it can be frustrating because every possession is critical at this point in the game.
And that's how it usually happens, too. You have a play that doesn't go your way, and then, of course, a little domino effect, something ends up happening after that doesn't go your way as well.
Matty hits the first. That's his first point of the game. And he got them both. His first 2 free throws of the season gives Newcastle a 12-point lead. 4:45 to go in the ball game as Nunnally brings it to the top of the key, uses Brassfield's screen, feeds underneath to Stevens, leaves it just short. Bastian with the offensive rebound up and in. Kyle Bastian scores his first 2. Trent Whitaker is going to take a full timeout, so we will as well. 4:37 to go in the ball game. Newcastle leads at 56-46. Take a break, come back after this. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPowerRadio.com.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
4:37 to go in the ball game. New Palestine trails Newcastle 56-46. The Dragons have trailed by as many as 15, and they've cut the deficit as low as 6 in the second half. McDaniel breaks the Dragons' press, crosses midcourt, goes right down Main Street, and is tied up. And that will be a turnover. New Palestine gains possession. Ian Stevens will hop off the Dragons' bench.
I don't think I've ever seen a play like that where McDaniel, he was driving to the bucket, and he was kind of midair trying to get the ball up around the rim, and Oliver just went up with him and tied him up.
C.J. Oliver's had a really nice game off the bench. He'll get a breather here as Ian Stevens replaces him.
He has. And him and Nunnally have been switched on guarding McDaniel, and Oliver's done a really nice job off the bench.
Steele Brassfield will go to the line as he tried to drive past Gavin Welch, and Welch not with contact, but did hand check him. So that's been the standard tonight. And so Brassfield will go to the line for a 1 and bonus. It's like Coach Whitaker is substituting offense, defense with Ian Stevens and Oliver, who's back in the game. Brassfield's 2 for 2 tonight, and he hits the first. That's his 18th point. So he's got one more coming, and hit them both. So the Dragons back within 8. 4:19 to go in the ball game. Again, full court pressure. Newcastle inbounds, and it's knocked free by Stevens. He knocked it out of bounds. He was trying to save it. He knocked it free from Matty and then tried to save it, but knocked it out of bounds, so it'll stay with Newcastle. Trojans looking to inbound due to McDaniel. He'll dribble it up with a full head of steam across midcourt. 3-on-1 as they break the press, feeds it underneath to Groh. Count the basket, and he'll get a three-point play opportunity. And again, a case where Groh fumbled that pass, but that fumble may have led to a three-point play because it threw off the timing enough that it led to the foul on Eli Stevens.
And what started that whole possession was, of course, New Palestine has the full court pressure. They get it into McDaniel, and there are 2 New Pal players trailing McDaniel. So not only are they double teaming him when the ball gets in, but nobody's there to try and cut him off. There's 2 guys trailing. McDaniel starts a fast break, and it leads to that three-point play.
Groh completes it for his 12th point. Newcastle back up 11. Nunnally a 3. Right wing good. He catches the skip pass from Brassfield. He knocks down point number 13. The Dragons back within 8.
Well, that's a huge 3 by Nunnally.
Dragons with full court pressure. Newcastle breaks it. They bounce pass to McDaniel. Right wing pitches it back out to Welch. And now Sam Maddie high left. Steven steps out on him. Maddie, spin move to the top of the key, to the right side of the lane, pitches it back out to Grow, and he'll hand off to McDaniel. 3.5 to go. McDaniel, a blind pass, but somehow finds a teammate, and timeout is called. Trent Whitaker is begging for a traveling call, and it's not happening, and Newcastle is given a full timeout. 3:28 to go in the ball game. Dragons trail at 59-51. We'll take a break, come back after this. This is Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com.
With a former Dragon star in Bloomington, all eyes should be on the Hoosiers football program this year. HoosierHuddle.com is a free and independent site that has covered the football team since 2013. They provide roster analysis, player profiles, interviews, game previews, wrap-ups, and more. You can follow them on Twitter at Hoosier_Huddle or visit HoosierHuddle.com to keep up with your in-state favorites. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear.
And we welcome you back. 3:28 to go. Newcastle inbounds, but a travel will give possession back to the Dragons as Gavin Welch was trying to drive from the right wing and instead shuffled the feet. That's the Trojans' 13th turnover.
Well, a bad outcome for New Palestine this time ends up they get a response. They get an answer with a turnover from Newcastle.
Stevens, top of the key, fakes the three, skips it over to Oliver, open three left wing, a little too strong. Rebound comes into the hands of Steele Brassfield, however, for the Dragons. Back up top, Nunnally. On the left side, between the legs dribble to the free throw line. In a little bit of trouble, is able to clear it to Brassfield. 3 minutes to go, Dragons down 8. Brassfield recoils, feeds underneath to Brown. 2 dribbles into the lane, hook shot, side of the rim, no good, gets his own rebound, count the basket, and give Brown a 3-point play opportunity. The Dragons are within 6 with a chance to cut the deficit even further as Devin Fielden commits his 4th foul.
Well, Brown deserves this and one opportunity. He was working so hard. Nunnally and Brassfield were trying to get it down to him low. It was Fielden that was trying to work with him, but Brown was working just as hard, able to miss the first one, but able to get that second chance.
Brown 2 for 3 on the night from the line. Now 3 for 4. He completes the 3-point play for his 9th point. The deficit is down to 5. That is the closest the Dragons have been since the first quarter. The Dragons are going to send their pressing lineup in. Damon Hockett is in, and Brown will take a seat. Welch to inbound. Bounces it to McDaniel. He'll turn on the Jets and cross midcourt. Working on Hockett. Drives. Misses the shot. He throws up an air ball. Stevens with the rebound. Newcastle coaches wanted a foul. Here's Nunnally driving inside. Count the basket. And Blaine Nunnally will have a 3-point play opportunity on one end. McDaniel didn't get the call. This time Nunnally does as he goes on the drive. It draws the 4th foul on Gavin Welch, and he could draw the Dragons within 2.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the other end, McDaniel's trying to drive and draw the foul. He didn't like that there wasn't a call. But on the other end, Nunnally, meanwhile, he's taking it all the way. Nunnally's played a really nice 4th quarter here. He's knocked down a 3, and he's still staying aggressive, getting to the hoop.
Nunnally has 8 of his 16 in the 4th quarter. The Dragons are within 2. Newcastle against full court pressure with 2.5 to go. Welch uses the off arm, and a blocking foul is called on C.J. Oliver. That's C.J.'s 4th. And Welch caught the ball on the left wing, used his arm to ward off Oliver, and Oliver is trying to gesture what happened, and now he's asking for an explanation from the official as Welch hits the first free throw.
That was a good attempt by Oliver. That was one of those another iffy calls there where They get Oliver with the body, but Welch almost extended that arm out just enough to get the offensive foul called.
Welch is 2 for 3 from the line tonight. He has 6 points. It's a 3-point Newcastle lead. He'll try to extend this to a 2-possession game and does not. This one rattles no good. Brown with the rebound. Well, it's a 1-possession game. The Dragons have the ball. 2:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Nunnally uses Brassfield's screen. Left side of the lane. Feeds it underneath to Stevens. He's in trouble. It almost threw it away, and now Brown does. As his pass is picked off, and Newcastle in possession with a 3-point lead. 2:08 to go. McDaniel in the high circle, guarded by Oliver. Drives, right side of the lane, runs into Brown, who knocks it free. It's loose on the floor, picked up by Nunnally. 2-on-1 for the Dragons. Nunnally up the right side, drives inside, draws the blocking foul. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair with his team down 3.
Almost got another and one opportunity. We've seen 2 quick ones here of late from New Palestine. And Nunnally, this time a ball that goes New Palestine's way, he picks it up. He had the numbers, but by the time he looked up, Brassfield had been covered by a guy that got back in time for Newcastle.
Brandon Matney commits his 3rd foul. Nunnally to shoot a pair, and he hits the first. Dragons are within 2.
How about this comeback for New Palestine? It's now a 1-possession game. Nunnally can make it a 1-point game here. It was as much as 15 early on. This fourth quarter, the Dragons have responded well.
Nunnally can cut the deficit to 1 with this free throw and does not. It's off the front of the rim, and the rebound is corralled by Gavin Welch. Newcastle with a 2-point lead in the ball, 1:50 to go. Dragons again showing full court pressure. Welch with it high right. It's poked free by Brassfield. Loose ball in the backcourt, and it's picked up by McDaniel. McDaniel is fouled. A pushing foul called on C.J. Oliver, and Oliver's just fouled out of the game with 5 points.
Newcal fans don't like the call. Oliver doesn't like the call, but boy, he's played a really good game off the bench. We've talked about it a few times, but his defense has been really nice for Coach Whitaker. He's been really aggressive. That's why he has these 5 fouls. But I think an overall a really good defensive effort from Oliver.
Yeah, really, really solid game for C.J. Oliver. He fouls out with 5 points, but he did a really good job guarding Cole McDaniel in this game. McDaniel has 26 points. He'll go to the line here as both teams have been in the double bonus for a while. And he hits the first free throw. It's a 3-point lead. McDaniel's now 8 of 9 from the line in this game. Newcastle only 2 field goals in the fourth quarter, but they're 7 of 8 from the line in this period. McDaniel hit them both. Back to a 4-point Newcastle lead. Nunnally will start the offense. 92 seconds to go as he crosses the timeline. Drives right side of the lane. Feeds underneath to Brown. One dribble, feeds Bastion, shot blocked. But Brown gets the loose ball. Over to Brassfield. Catch and shoot 3 left wing. Good! Steele Brassfield knocks down the 3. The Dragons are within 1 with 1:19 to go. Trent Whitaker wants a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here as the Dragons, Brown keeping a ball alive, and that allows Steele Brassfield to spot it up after Brandon Matney with a really nice shot block for Newcastle.
Well, Nunnally had a great drive inside the lane, and I believe it was Bastion that cut baseline. Beautiful cut by him. Bastion didn't have the space to try to put a shot up, so he gives a dump down to Brown. Shot gets blocked, but Brown ends up coming away with a loose ball. Another good chance that New Pal was given. A lot of the loose balls went to Newcastle in that first half. New Pal getting some crucial ones here in this fourth quarter, and Brassfield, just that wing spot. He loves shooting from the wing from downtown. Knocks it down right in front of us. We are set up for a good 1:19 left in this one.
62-61. Newcastle in the lead. This was a 15-point Trojan lead at the start of the quarter. But New Palestine has forced 9 turnovers in the second half. Newcastle inbounds to McDaniel across midcourt, and he's bumped by Eli Stevens, and that's Stevens' 4th foul. And basically, McDaniel's just turning on the Jets and looking for contact. And as tightly as this game has been called, he's been able to get the contact he's been looking for.
His speed has been a real crucial difference, because when he gets the basketball, especially in the backcourt, when New Pal has this pressure on, he's able to get around them, and he's just kind of hovering with their body as the New Pal player is trailing. He's kind of keeping him there, and he's drawing a lot of fouls that way.
McDaniel hits the first free throw. That's his 29th point, and he now has 30 as he hits the second. 3-point Newcastle lead, 1:15 to go now. McDaniel with a little bit of full court pressure, but he'll back off of it as Brassfield crosses midcourt. 70 seconds to go in the ball game. They shoot a trap at Brassfield. Over to the right wing to Nunnally. McDaniel guarding him. Brassfield sets the screen. Nunnally down to the lane. Bounce pass underneath Brown. Blocking foul called as Brandon Matney was trying to take the charge and instead is called for his fourth foul. And again, a Newcastle player trying to take a charge, but that one went the Dragons' favor.
And again, Nunnally doing what he does best, getting into the lane, and he had a nice dump down pass to Brown as the defense kind of collapsed towards Nunnally. I believe the Dragons may have came away with points once Brown got that ball, but they got the foul, got the blocking foul, and here's points from Nunnally.
Nunnally hits the first. He's now 5 of 6 in the game, and he misses the second. So Dragons with a couple of missed free throws in the last minute, and Newcastle with a 2-point lead in the ball, 53 seconds to go. McDaniel guarded by Nunnally across the top, reverses course, has the ball. No, a foul is called on Steele Brassfield as he was trying to knock the ball free. They had McDaniel on a double team, and Trent Whitaker cannot believe the call. As
oh geez, I don't know about that one. Well, it was a good move by Brassfield. He doubled McDaniel at the half court circle, and I don't know where the contact was. It looked like a clean steal.
Well, McDaniel to the line. He's 6 for 6 in the quarter, and 11 of 12 for the game, and he makes the first. So Newcastle leads it by 3 with 47.7 seconds to go. He has 31 points. McDaniel has one more coming. This could make it a 2-possession game and does. He has 32. 46 seconds to go. Nunnally up the right side. Guarded by McDaniel. Goes down the lane, pitches to Brown, one dribble, cut off by Matney, and he is able to back his way into Matney, draw contact, and draw the foul. And if that's on Matney, that's his 5th, and it is. So Matney fouls out with 2 points, and Brown will go to the line to shoot a pair.
New Pal's had a lot of success in this fourth quarter, driving and not kicking out, but driving and dumping down, and Matthew Brown's been the beneficiary of a lot of those passes.
Dragons 27 in the quarter. They've outscored Newcastle 27-16 in this fourth quarter, but trail it by 4. Brown to the line to shoot a pair. He has 9 points on the night, and he rattles the first one good. So that will cut the deficit to 3 with 37.7 to go. Brown, the third Dragon in double figures with 10. He has one more coming. This could cut it to 2. It's in the air, and good. It's Brown 3 for 3 from the line of the fourth quarter. The deficit is again 2. Matty in for Newcastle, replacing Fielden, who had just checked in on the free throw, and Hockett in for Brown for the Dragons. Inbounds pass to McDaniel, cut off by Hockett, who bumps him out of bounds. And yeah, Damon Hockett forced him out of bounds. The official had no choice but to call a foul there, and this will send McDaniel back to the line.
But again, with this full court pressure by New Palestine, each time McDaniel gets the ball, he catches it and is into a sprint. Like he's already running as he's catching the ball, kind of like a wide receiver. So he has that head start, and there's always a New Pal Dragon player trailing. There's never somebody to cut him off right here in front of us. And McDaniel has been able to use that speed to beat the New Pal press, and he's forced a lot of fouls out of it too.
Yeah, McDaniel missed his first free throw and now has hit 14 straight as he hits the first. So Newcastle's lead is again 3 with 35.7 to go. That's his 33rd point. And he's done most of his damage from the line in the second half. He hits them both. He's 10 for 10 from the line of the fourth quarter. Newcastle's lead is 4. Nunnally picks up the inbounds, feeds Bastion, bounce pass to Stevens, high right to Brassfield. Catch and shoot 3, top of the key, good!
Boy.
Steele Brassfield with a catch and shoot 3 just off the right side of the top of the key. He knocks it down. The Dragons are within one with 27.6 to go, and Trent Whitaker takes a full timeout. We will keep it here. Steele Brassfield with 25 points, 11 in the quarter. He's hit 3 threes, and a big reason why the Dragons have been able to, again, get within one.
That was very Klay Thompson, Steph Curry-esque from Steele Brassfield. Coming off that screen, catch and shoot, rising up. It's a really good-looking game from Steele Brassfield. When Newcastle gets fouls called on the other end and they convert the free throws, New Pal is playing tough as a Trent Whitaker team would, and they are keeping it close. They are answering on the other end.
So Steele Brassfield with 25 points for the Dragons, and of those 25, 18 of them have come in the second half, and he's knocked down 5 threes in this game. And he has just been unconscious here in the fourth quarter.
Newcastle's mindset here is they're probably going to get fouled. Definitely you want to get the ball into McDaniel's hands, but if there ever comes a time where Trent Whitaker likes the player that has it in his hands for Newcastle, we might see a foul from New Pal.
They're going to inbound to McDaniel. McDaniel in the backcourt, full head of steam, crosses over past Hockett to the top of the key. With 20 seconds to go, McDaniel is able to dribble out of some traffic, and Steele Brassfield fouls him. That'll be Brassfield's fourth. And McDaniel back to the free throw line.
I think McDaniel was going to make sure he had the basketball in his hands. He was going to make sure there was going to be a foul called when he had it.
McDaniel is 10 of 10 from the line in the fourth quarter. He is 15 of 16 in the game. He has 34 points. He's looking for 35 and 36 here with 19 seconds to go. Newcastle leads by 1, and McDaniel misses the first.
New Pal fans now, they're getting into it.
That ended a string of 15 straight makes for McDaniel. It's a 1-point game. McDaniel one more. Got this one. 69-67, Newcastle leads. Nunnally across midcourt. Trent Whitaker will take a timeout. That is his final timeout. That is a full. And so, let's see here. We've got, we have gone through all of our breaks. So we will keep it here. 15.6 seconds to go. 69-67, and I think if you're New Palestine, you want the ball in the hands, obviously, of Blaine Nunnally and Steele Brassfield. They have been the guys that have carried you here in the fourth quarter, and now you kind of think about, do you take the three if it's there, especially with the foul trouble that you're in, or do you want to get something just going to the basket here where you might draw a foul as well?
I think we could see a three-point attempt, and if we do, we'll probably see it. There's 15.6 on the clock right now. We'll probably see it around the 5-second mark, I think, to give maybe the 6-second mark, just so there's enough time. If there is a miss, you could end up getting a rebound, which could end up into another three-point attempt, or it's just an offensive rebound down low. You get to put a shot up, you get another opportunity. I think if we do see that three-pointer, it'll come with about 5 or 6 seconds left. Other than that, may just see a Blaine Nunnally or Steele Brassfield to try to take it strong to the bucket.
Dragons with 32 in the quarter. They're hoping for at least 2, maybe 3 more here. 15.6 seconds to go. Both teams are in the double bonus. Eli Stevens to inbound. He'll sky it into the backcourt to Nunnally. McDaniel guarding him. Nunnally crosses midcourt with 10. Drives to the right side. Picks up his dribble. Feeds into the corner to Brassfield with 6. Brassfield drives the baseline, explodes to the basket, has a shot blocked. Rebound tipped up and good by Kyle Bastian. Kyle Bastian with a tip with 2/10 of a second left. Timeout Newcastle, but with 2/10 of a second, all they can do is get a tip. And so 69-69, we're tied. The Dragons have come all the way back from a 15-point deficit, scoring 34 points in the fourth quarter to knot this one up. The shot from Brassfield driving the baseline didn't go, but Kyle Bastian in perfect position for the putback to tie this one up, and they've added time. There's now 0.9 seconds to go on the clock.
When Brassfield got that basketball, he got it in the far corner, able to beat his man. It was a really tough take. Strong take by Brassfield, almost able to draw the foul. Nobody boxed out on the far side, on the opposite block. Bastion was there, and boy, that tip, that basketball hung on the rim for quite a while, and then when it finally went through, how about that? New Palestine coming all the way back, and now we have just under a full second left for Newcastle to try to get something. We'll see if we'll probably go with a half-court heave.
Yeah, I've got a feeling you're probably either going to get the ball to McDaniel going to the basket, or you're going forward, or to Miller. Welch will inbound. Brassfield will guard the inbounder. And they've got 3 players near midcourt. And Welch inbounds to McDaniel, throws up a three-quarter court shot. It is wide of the basket, and we're headed to overtime. Tied at 69. The Dragons outscore Newcastle 34-19 in the fourth quarter, and we got free basketball coming as we're tied at 69 after a heck of a comeback from this New Palestine team. And the reason why is Steele Brassfield, 25 points, 11 in the fourth quarter. Nunnally with 18 points, 10 of those in the quarter. And Damon Hockett also had 4 quick points to start the quarter, and that kind of got the comeback launched. And so, and Cole McDaniel leading the way for Newcastle with 35. The Trojans only hit 2 field goals in that fourth quarter. Most of their scoring came from the free throw line, where they scored 13, make that 15 points from the line. They were 15 of 17 from the stripe in the fourth quarter. So, but a tremendous comeback for this New Palestine team, Jarrett.
Yeah, a tremendous team effort, too. Mentioned it earlier how Trent Whitaker teams don't typically give up. They typically fight until that final buzzer. And another prime example of it right here, a great team effort. There's been good defensive efforts. We talked about C.J. Oliver. He's fouled out. Damon Hockett had a good run before he went to the bench, kind of got some scoring going for New Palestine. Nunnally continued to be aggressive, taking it to the hoop, trying to draw fouls, trying to get to the free throw line. Steele Brassfield hit a couple of crucial shots. And now we have 4 minutes of free basketball.
And the Trojans win the tip. This is the Dragons' first overtime game since January 4th of this year when they played Shenandoah in what was a classic. Newcastle wins the overtime tip and has the first possession. Grow with it on the right wing, out to Cole McDaniel. Nunnally steps out on him. McDaniel to the right wing, circles, uses Fielden's screen. Brown switches out, pick and pop with Fielden. Catches on the right wing, back up top to McDaniel. 30 seconds into the first possession of overtime. McDaniel with it high right on the bounce. Dragon fans like the defense. McDaniel drives, bounce pass underneath. Fielden has his shot blocked from behind, out of bounds by Kyle Bastion. Newcastle will retain possession.
That was a good drive and dump from McDaniel. And Fielden was left wide open on the block, but you have Bastion coming from the weak side to block it out of bounds.
Inbounds. Miller catch and shoot three was partially blocked. Stevens got a hand on that. And Brassfield collects the loose ball. Dragons get a stop on the first possession of overtime.
That could have been a foul call there. I think Miller could have easily had three free throws.
Nunnally has screens left and right, takes the one from Brown on the left. Newcastle traps it. Nunnally in a little bit of trouble as the ball knocked free off of his leg, out of bounds. It'll be Newcastle ball. Scott Wagner, the official, was right on top of that and saw it dribble off of Nunnally's leg out of bounds.
Not a whole lot Nunnally can do there. He gets a screen, and then Fielden is there to trap him with McDaniel, and he's in a kind of between a rock and a hard place, and he's looking for some Dragon players to come and help him.
That was the 11th New Palestine turnover. 2:50 to go in overtime. We're tied at 69. Newcastle runs a backdoor play to McDaniel. He leaves it short of the right hand. Daniel Cox wants a foul. None forthcoming. Nunnally pushing it the other way to the free throw line. Leaves it to Brassfield. Open three, top of the key. Good! Steele Brassfield gives the Dragons their first lead since it was 8-7. It's 72-69.
Boy, Nunnally drew a lot of eyes. Here's a three from McDaniel.
Front of the rim, no good. Brassfield with the defensive rebound for New Palestine.
Well, Nunnally had a lot of attention towards him at the free throw line. Brassfield was trailing. Nobody's ready to pick him up, and it's just a wide open three, top of the key.
Eli Stevens up top to Bastion. Dragons with possession and a 3-point lead. Clears it to Nunnally, guarded by McDaniel. Clear out for Nunnally. Spin move into the lane. Off balance, shot off glass, halfway down and out. And Devin Fielden has the weak side rebound for Newcastle. 2 minutes to go in overtime. It's a 3-point Dragon lead. McDaniel bounce pass top of the key to Welch. Drives right side of the lane, puts up a hanging shot and scores. Gavin Welch with his 8th points.
I haven't mentioned him a whole lot here of recently. Welch had a pretty good outpouring in that first half. Aggressive take there.
1:40 to go in overtime. Dragons with a 1-point lead. Blaine Nunnally with it, high right, hands off, and then gets it back. And then Trent Whitaker is going to take his timeout. You get one extra timeout in overtime. And Dragons were in a little bit of trouble there, so they had to use it. Both teams had used all their timeouts in regulation, so that's New Palestine's last. Newcastle has one more to use. And so far, it's been Steele Brassfield with a 3 for New Palestine, Gavin Welch with a 2 for Newcastle. But you're the Dragons, you like the fact that you've got the ball in a 1-point lead, especially given the fact that you've been trailing and trailing big for a lot of this game.
New Palestine has all the momentum right now. Of course, it's still a 1-point game, but to come back from such a big deficit gives a great big boost to them for this overtime period. And because of that timeout, Coach Whitaker had to call that timeout because it happened on that last possession when Nunnally had the ball go out of bounds on him and he got trapped. Nunnally and I believe it was Stevens were trying to do a little dribble handoff, and Coach Whitaker realizes when there's some handoffs there or there's screens that high above the 3-point line that Newcastle's looking to trap them. So he's going to make sure that his players realize that and that they don't do handoffs that could easily be trapped.
Stevens will inbound in front of the Dragons bench. Top of the key, extended right side. Newcastle man-to-man defense. And he gets it into Nunnally. Drives down the lane, goes to the hoop. Blocking foul, count the basket. And Blaine Nunnally will have a 3-point play opportunity. And Devin Fielden has fouled out of this game.
Another charge trying to take by Fielden, and I think he was trying to fall back before Nunnally got to him. Great take by Nunnally. He made a cut at the mid-court line, and McDaniel's guarding him closely, so he makes that cut back towards the basket. Nice, easy entry pass, and Nunnally took it all the way.
Nunnally's 5 for 7 from the line in this game. This could make it a 2-possession lead with 90 seconds to go in overtime. Nunnally hits the free throw. That's 21 for him. 75-71, New Palestine leads. Cole McDaniel across midcourt for Newcastle. Slides it to the left side. Bounce pass to Welch, top of the key, guarded by Bastian. He'll drive, spin move in the lane. Hanging shot won't go. Bastian may have blocked that. And Matt Brown collects the loose ball. Quickly ahead, Nunnally crosses the timeline with 1:10 to go. 4-point lead for the Dragons and the basketball. Nunnally to the top of the key, spins, feeds Stevens underneath Brown, wide open, puts it up. Can't get it to go, but he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. As he is fouled under the basket, 57.8 to go. And the foul is on Trey Miller, that's his 4th.
That's really good court vision by Blaine Nunnally. He was going to get the double team. Looks like Sam Matty was coming from the weak side to trap him up top. And good ball movement, able to find Brown down low on the block.
Brown has 11 tonight and still has 11 as he misses the first free throw. He's now 5 for 7 from the stripe in this game. It's a 2-possession lead regardless, but 5's a lot better than 4. 75-71, Dragons lead. Brown's second free throw rattles home. So Matt Brown, who signed to play football at Air Force yesterday, hits a free throw to put his team up 5, and now Ian Stevens will replace him in the Dragons lineup. McDaniel to bring it up. 55 seconds to go. Directs traffic from the right side. Turns the corner, puts up a shot, and he's fouled. Eli Stevens blocked him clean up top, but got him with the body down below. And so Cole McDaniel will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Oh, that was a very good effort by Stevens. I mean, when McDaniel went up, he went up straight. He went up with both hands up in the air straight. And then when he came down, he got a good grasp of the basketball. He almost just completely snagged it away from McDaniel. But, yeah, I think it was more of just body contact.
Yeah, he got him with the body down low. So McDaniel is 16 of 18 from the line in this game. He entered the day a 75% free throw shooter. He has 35 points. Matt Bell checks in for Newcastle to replace Miller, as they don't want Miller picking up his 5th foul. Devin Fielden is also out of the game for the same reason. Actually, Fielden has fouled out, but saw him stirring on the bench. First shot from McDaniel is good. That's his 36th point, his first of overtime. 17 of 19 from the line. That's a pretty good month for most players.
That's James Harden numbers right there.
He can make this a one-possession game with his free throw and does. That's his 37th point at 76-73. Newcastle with full court pressure. Nunnally guarded by McDaniel. Splits a double team, crosses the timeline. Nunnally is being ridden by McDaniel all the way down the floor, and Cole McDaniel commits foul number 4. So Nunnally will go to the line to shoot a pair.
I think if you're McDaniel there, you don't necessarily want to foul because Nunnally eventually has to give the ball up. So now you pick up your 4th foul, which, I mean, who knows? He may pick up his 5th later on, but that is a crucial foul and a crucial miss there from Nunnally.
Yeah, Nunnally rims the first one, no good. He is 6 of 9 from the line in this game. This one would make it a 2-possession game at 76-73 with 44.5 seconds to go. The Dragons are 17 of 23 from the line in this game. Nunnally's second free throw, perfect. He's got 22, the lead is 4. 43 seconds to go in overtime. McDaniel across the top, slides to the left side, pitches to Groh, second effort, 3 off the backboard, in the rim, no good. Ian Stevens with a rebound, and he is fouled. He was trying to outlet it, but he is fouled. So Ian Stevens will go to the line with a double bonus and 32 seconds left.
Groh was, it looked like he was thinking 3 all the way because when he got the basketball, he was looking to shoot it, and it was an awkward-looking shot when he put it up. It was good defense applied by New Palestine, and he almost banked it home.
Cole McDaniel commits his 5th foul, so he fouls out with a career night, 37 points for Cole McDaniel, and he gets a hand from both teams' fans, and a standing ovation from both teams' fans. A tremendous night for Cole McDaniel. So Ian Stevens, the lefty, misses the first free throw. He's at a double bonus, so he's got one more coming. Stevens has one more coming here. Dragons 3 of 6 from the line in this overtime period. Stevens looks to make this a 5-point lead with 32 seconds left. He does. That was a perfect shot.
With McDaniel out, look for Welch and Miller to get something going here.
Sam Matty with it right wing, turns the corner. Brassfield cuts him off into the lane, pitches it out to a new face in the game, Hinton, who has a shot blocked. Brassfield with it. He is fouled by Hinton, and the Dragons will be headed to the line with a 5-point lead and 20 seconds to go. And they are very close to coming all the way back from 15 points down in the 4th quarter to winning this basketball game. Steele Brassfield with 28 points, and he'll go to the line for 2. He had 11 in that 4th quarter comeback, including 3 threes, and hit the 3 that put the Dragons up for good in overtime. Hits the first free throw to make it a 6-point lead. Z&D Strictly Storage Best in Sight Family Eye Care post-game show will be coming up after 20 seconds of clock time. Brassfield rims home his 30th point. It's a 7-point lead. Matty turns the corner, goes to the basket, lays it up and in, and the Dragons more than content to allow that to happen as Newcastle stops the clock with 12.4 seconds to go, and that's the last time they can stop the clock. So even if the Dragons surrender a basket here, they really don't have to take the ball out. And so unless something catastrophic happens, this game is pretty much over.
Yeah, we'll definitely see a foul right out of the inbounds, and we'll see some free throws. But then there's still going to be a good chunk of time taken off from Newcastle going from one end of the floor to the other trying to score. And if they do score, of course, it's still going to be, if they get a 3, it'll be a 2-point game. But, yeah, like you said, New Pal might not even have to inbound it. They'll have 5 seconds, a full 5 seconds once they touch that ball out of bounds.
And this is often where, as a coach, you kind of tell your team they can't stop the clock. If they score, take your time taking the ball out and basically force the official to start the count before you do. 80-75. Dragons have outscored the Trojans 11-6 in overtime. It was 50-35 Newcastle in the lead at the start of the fourth quarter, and Damon Hockett had 4 quick points and got the Dragons going, and then Steele Brassfield and Blaine Nunnally kind of took it from there. Brassfield catches the inbounds pass. He is fouled. So Sam Matty got him. That's his third. Actually, they called that on Trey Miller. That's his fifth. So Matty and Miller were both there. So Miller fouls out of this game with 9 points. He had 3 straight threes in the third quarter. So he is the third Trojan to foul out of this game, joining Cole McDaniel and Devin Fielden.
His foul trouble in that first half was crucial because he got those 3 fouls. He did not play a whole lot of minutes. And that third quarter, he kind of caught fire, knocking down a whole lot of threes.
Brassfield hits the free throw. That's his 31st point. He had 7 at halftime and has obliterated his career high, which he set 2 weeks ago against Rushville with 23. Brassfield has 6 of the Dragons' 12 here in the overtime period. Now 7 of 13 as he hits them both. It's a 7-point lead. Matty with a full head of steam pulls up from the volleyball line. It won't go. Rebound. Volleyballed around. Punched by Brown into the hands of Kyle Bastian. The horn sounds. Steele Brassfield comes over and high-fives the principal as the Dragons victorious tonight, 82-75 over the Newcastle Trojans. New Palestine trailed this game by double digits for most of the night, rallied in the fourth quarter to win it 82-75 in overtime. Kyle Bastian's putback on the final possession of regulation, followed by Steele Brassfield hitting the 3 that put the Dragons up for good, and some really good defense in overtime. The Dragons victorious tonight, 82-75 in overtime. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the Best Insight Family Eye Care D&D Strictly Storage postgame show. That comes up right after this. This is Dragon Basketball. This is NewPalRadio.com.
D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habing, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
Time for the D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care postgame show. It's a happy one from the Dragons' Den tonight as New Palestine wins it 82-75 over Newcastle. It was a game where the Trojans really set the tone early, had a double-digit lead, took a double-digit lead early in the second quarter and really held that. The Dragons got it to 6 early in the third, then it got pushed back up and eventually to 15 at the end of the third, and then the Dragons got hot in the fourth quarter, but really, even though they scored 34 points in the fourth quarter, and they scored from the fourth quarter, in the fourth quarter and overtime combined, they scored 47 points in 12 minutes of basketball, which is just incredible. But it was really fueled by their defense, forcing turnovers, and just like Newcastle's pressure defense kind of got the Dragons a little out of sorts in the first half, the Dragons kind of did the same to Newcastle in the second half.
A complete 180, really, from the first half to the second half. Newcastle looked confident shooting the ball, McDaniel led the charge a lot of the time, getting inside the three-point line, had a lot of kicks out to some good shooters. Miller, who made a lot of threes. Groh got involved. And Welch had a really good first half. Didn't see a whole lot of him in the second. But it was a good team effort, good just rhythm we saw from the Newcastle offense. And they gave a little bit of fits on the defensive end, guarding New Pal. New Pal had some good looks. They ran some good offensive sets, but really the confident shooting and the confidence overall, Newcastle was kind of expressing how well they thought they were playing. They owned that first half. And then the second half, Coach Trent Whitaker kind of puts a fire under their butts, if you will, in halftime in the locker room. And New Pal answered. The third quarter, it was just a little bit of the same. You know, you could tell New Palestine was still fighting. They were still looking to come back and make it a close game, which they did in that fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, it was tremendous basketball. Just the defense picked up, got a whole lot of stops. Offense became more aggressive, not only driving in, kicking out to Brassfield, who knocked down some shots. Hockett had some good points that he added. Matthew Brown got to the free throw line a lot in this game. A really good, complete effort, and what a comeback. I mean, we're still kind of shocked here.
Yeah, it was a tremendous comeback. The Dragons now 4-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play. Newcastle falls to 1-3 overall and 0-1 in conference play. And Steele Brassfield had 7 points at halftime. He finishes the night with a career-high 32. Had 7 in the third quarter, 11 in the fourth, and then 7 more in overtime, including the three-pointer that gave the Dragons the lead that ultimately, for good, and head coach Trent Whitaker joining us on the D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care postgame show. And yeah, the first word, wow, what a tremendous job by your basketball team. And Coach, you scored 34 points in the fourth quarter and 47 in the last 12 minutes of the game, which is a lot for 12 minutes. But that was really fueled by your defense, forcing turnovers and allowing you to get back in the basketball game.
That's what energy does. I mean, I felt like we came out pretty flat in the first half, and it showed. I mean, offensively, we weren't getting anything working. Honestly, I thought at times we were taking some ill-advised shots and trying to, not working the basketball around like we normally do. So second half, we had to pick it up a little bit, and, Newcastle's incredible guards play quick, and we got them in a hurry a little bit, and we made it happen. Absolutely gutsy performance is really all I can say.
And I think, too, sticking with the press, and obviously you were down big, but after Miller hit the 3 threes in a row, you stuck with it. And a lot of times with the press, it's not the first time, but it's the 5th, 6th, 7th time you get them sped up, and that's when the mistakes happen.
Right. I mean, obviously Miller's a shooter. I mean, he stood in the corner and stuck at 3, like you said, 3 in a row. But after a while, it wears them down, too. I mean, mentally it wears you down. So that's really, I think, our conditioning, I think, paid off huge late in the game. And just I can't say enough about our guys just sticking to it. Kyle Bastian, did not play well. I'll just say that. He knows that. But he didn't hang his head. He continued to battle, and the last bucket there to end the ball or put it in overtime. Our kids don't quit, and that's our little saying is gritty, not pretty, and that definitely was not pretty tonight, and just incredible effort by everybody.
Your leaders were your leaders tonight, but you mentioned Kyle Bastian with a big basket. Damon Hockett comes off the bench and ignites that fourth quarter run with 4 quick points, including a 3. And Matt Brown had some big baskets and some big plays.
Huge rebound. I mean, I just remember one down here. It kind of got blocked, and he came out of nowhere. I mean, looked like a kid come out of a pile with a fumble. I mean, honestly, it was.
He's done that a few times.
Yeah, exactly. But it's one of those things where 5 guys are there, and he just somehow comes up with it and held it up in the air and kicked it out for a 3, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just just the extra effort plays were incredible tonight. C.J. Oliver, guarding McDaniel. That kid, McDaniel's an incredible basketball player. Well, I mean, 5'7", 5'9", whatever he is, and I don't know what he finished with, but he did a heck of a job, and C.J. did the best he could.
And really did a good job of limiting him. And
right.
You say limiting a guy who scores 37 points.
Wow,
but,
37.
But C.J., especially after McDaniel had a really good start to this game, really limited him and kept him in front. And then Blaine as well, running the offense, and Steele knocked down some big shots in the fourth quarter as well.
Yeah, we expect that from Steele. I mean, he's our go-to guy, and he's taking that role, and he's enjoying. I mean, he's doing it, and several threes, that he hit. And I just, it's just about, having a little pride down the stretch. Halftime we made some adjustments, but to be honest with you, it was just about you're on your home floor in an HHC game. You've got to control your home games, and to come out of here with a win is great.
Especially now you're 2-0 in the conference, and that sets you up for a really busy stretch over Christmas break. Obviously, you play another game tomorrow, and then have a nice short road trip to Benton Central on Tuesday night.
That'll be fun, though. We'll make a night of it.
That's a fun game that you get a chance to play over Christmas break.
And that gym, is an incredible gym. Not sure if you've been there or not, but it's a kind of little Shelbyville Dome-like, and Coach Ray I've known for several years up there now. So when their game got canceled, and he called and said, "Hey, I see you need a game," and I said, "Let's do it." So unfortunately, we're road tripping, but it'll be a nice ride home after we get the win.
Yeah, and that's how much of a boost does this give your guys going into, obviously, being 2-0 in the conference is great, but also going into the stretch of games before you get back into conference play in a couple weeks against Delta?
Just gives us a lot of confidence. I mean, like I said, you saw it tonight. Different guys made plays. We talk all the time about how every single one of those guys in the locker room is going to win us a ball game at some point in time. Whether it's in the practice, on a scout team, whatever the case might be, they're going to help us win ball games. And 7, 8 guys that played tonight definitely did that in their own way, and that's how you come together. And we got a bunch of guys that do different things, and I think we're difficult to defend a little bit because you don't know who's going to score on a given night. So that's good for us, and I think we're a tough team to scout.
And that certainly kind of showed tonight. Coach, congratulations on the win. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you very much.
It's head coach Trent Whitaker joining us after an 82-75 overtime victory for the Dragons over the Newcastle Trojans. Let's go over the final scoring numbers for you tonight. Steele Brassfield leads the way for New Palestine with 32 points and was not the leading scorer in the game. But as Cole McDaniel had 37 for Newcastle, just a great game by both players. Brassfield, 9 field goals, 5 of them threes. He was 8 of 8 from the line, and as we mentioned, 25 of his 32 after halftime, 18 of his 32 after the start of the fourth quarter. Blaine Nunnally had 14 of his 22 after the start of the fourth quarter, including 10 in the fourth. He had 7 field goals, 1 of them a 3. He was 7 of 10 from the line. He scored 4 in the overtime session as well. Matt Brown finished the night with 12 points. He had 3 field goals. He was 6 out of 8 from the line. C.J. Oliver had a 3 and a 2 for 5 and some really good defense on Cole McDaniel. Kyle Bastian, 4 fourth quarter points, including the putback that sent it to overtime on a pair of field goals. Damon Hockett also 4 fourth quarter points on a 3 and a free throw. He was 1 of 2 from the line. Eli Stevens had a basket for 2. Ian Stevens had a free throw in overtime for 1 point. He was 1 of 2 from the line. Everybody who played for the Dragons scored. They had 25 field goals. 9 of them were threes, and they were 23 of 30 from the free throw line. Cole McDaniel led Newcastle tonight with 37 points, 8 field goals, 3 threes. He was 18 of 20 from the free throw line. Caleb Groh had 3 threes and a 3-point play the conventional way for 12. Trey Miller had 3 threes on consecutive, in a span of about 5 possessions. The first 2 were on consecutive possessions in the third quarter. He had 9 points. Gavin Welch had 8. He had 3 field goals. He was 2 of 4 from the line. Sam Matty had a basket. He was 2 for 2 from the line for 4. Devin Fielden hit a 3. He was 0 for 2 from the line for 3. Brandon Matney had a basket for 2. And also Ethan Hinton and Matt Bell played but did not score for Newcastle. They had 21 field goals, 10 of them were threes. They were 23 of 27 from the line. Newcastle led a 15-8 after a quarter. A 19-12 second quarter gave the Trojans a 34-20 lead at halftime. Newcastle outscored the Dragons 16-15 in the third to take a 50-35 lead. And then a 34-19 fourth quarter tied the game at 69 as the Dragons outscored the Trojans. And then New Palestine outscores Newcastle 13-6 in the overtime session to win it 82-75. And Jarrett Lewis, chance to catch the breath after just a tremendous comeback by this New Palestine team. And I think you made a good point that the pressure that Newcastle had in the first half, and Coach Whitaker kind of referenced this as well. That was kind of the pressure New Palestine had in the second half, and it wore Newcastle down and kind of had the same effect and allowed the Dragons to come back and win this one.
Yeah, and I don't think that Newcastle's game changed at all from the first half to the second half. They were still doing the same things, McDaniel being heavily involved. They had a really good, nice team effort. A lot of guys got into the scoring column for them, guys that could score from anywhere. But, yeah, I don't think their game changed at all. I think New Pal's game just picked up a lot. They realized, like Coach Whitaker said, this is our home floor. This is an HHC matchup. You know, let's take care of business. Let's just claw back into it like we know we can. And just really good leadership by Steele Brassfield, Blaine Nunnally. I mean, we went down the box score. A lot of guys getting involved. Matthew Brown was in double figures. But, like, also a lot of guys – all the guys that contributed, they did it in different ways. So with C.J. Oliver, his defensive effort was great. I mean, despite McDaniel being the leading scorer at 37, we thought he played a really great defense of McDaniel, and he gave him fits a couple of times. Damon Hockett led that fourth quarter comeback with some points off the bench. Kyle Bastion had that tip in to force overtime. Matthew Brown was aggressive, controlling the block, getting to the free throw line. Blaine Nunnally was relentless at getting to the basket and trying to score. He got to the free throw line a lot. Steele Brassfield does what we know he can do, and that's knock down shots from three-point land. So really, the team effort and how it was done by all the guys in different ways was kind of extraordinary to me, and that's why the scoring was outrageous. The 12 points that you mentioned from fourth quarter and overtime in that span, I mean, is that what the quarter lengths are in the NBA? Because you might hardly see 37 points scored in an NBA game in one quarter.
47, yeah. And so, yeah, they went from 35 to 82 points in 12 minutes, which is – and in an NBA game, mind you, they're playing with a 24-second shot clock, which we do not have here.
Right.
And I know Newcastle had a 40-second possession in that span as well. But, yeah, 47 points in 12 minutes is just incredible. And it shows you how this team can just turn it on when they and because of the way they can knock down outside shots, that can allow you to get back into the game. And I think now for New Palestine as well, you got to feel pretty good. You're 2-0 in the conference. Obviously, you've still got Delta, Pendleton Heights, Yorktown, Mount Vernon, Shelbyville coming up in conference play. Delta is another team that is looking for, they're thinking they're in contention for the conference title. Mount Vernon is very good this year. Pendleton Heights, they struggled tonight against University. We'll give you the scores here in a bit, but got to like where you stand knocking down Greenfield Central and Newcastle to open conference play.
Yeah, you open up the conference play with a win over GC. It's a 10-point victory. And then you bring Newcastle into town, who could be the toughest team in this conference when it's all said and done. Mentioned, some pretty good teams to look forward to. It's only going to get tougher. But I think one thing you can learn from this, if you're Coach Whitaker, if you can come back from 15 down against a really solid Newcastle team who can shoot the ball really well and has great leadership from Cole McDaniel, then you can hang in with anybody. You can go ahead and win this conference yet again after graduating 3 starters. From last year's team, you graduate 3 guys, including Gizzy, Eastis, and Raudebush, three of your leaders. And so you're bringing in a whole new lineup, a lot of guys that played a lot of JV time last year, and you can say, hey, we can hang with this Trojan team, then we can hang with anybody. Let's just go ahead and win this conference yet again. Let's take it one game at a time, but realize that we have the capability, we have the fight, and we have the gritty, not pretty attitude that can win us a conference back-to-back years.
Let's take a look at the other scores in the conference tonight. Greenfield Central moves to 1-1 in conference play. They beat Yorktown 54-50 this evening. Pendleton Heights dropped a 64-45 decision to University. That was the Arabians' first game of the season. And again, the Dragons win tonight 82-75 in overtime. So next game for the Dragons tomorrow night right here against Franklin Central. It's a very good Franklin Central team coming in here tomorrow night. Mike Petrie will be with me on the call. 7:30 tip-off for that one. And then, as you heard us reference with Coach Whitaker, a newly added game to the schedule Tuesday at Benton Central. Benton Central is a little bit west of Lafayette, and that game will tip off at 5:30. And so we'll have radio-only coverage on Tuesday night on newpalradio.com. 5:20-ish is when we'll begin the pregame show. And so that's what we have coming up the next couple of days. The Dragons tomorrow night against Franklin Central. And Mike Petrie and I will join you at about 7:20. And then Tuesday night about 5:20 from Benton Central as the Dragons take on the Benton Central Bison for the first time ever in their histories. So tonight the Dragons win it 82-75 over Newcastle in overtime. Jarrett Lewis, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again here before long, and want to thank you all for watching on the YouTube stream and listening as well on newpalradio.com. For Jarrett Lewis, I am Andrew Smith saying good night, God bless you. Songbirdy, again, our final score. In overtime, New Palestine 82, Newcastle 75. This has been a presentation of the Crosscom Sports Network and newpalradio.com with the assistance of New Palestine High School Athletics.
Thank you for listening to Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com. Tonight's game was brought to you by All-Star Turf Management, D&D Strictly Storage, Best in Sight Family Eye Care, Pork Vet Solutions, Hoosier Huddle, Real Life Church, and Catch the Shot Photography. Thanks for listening. Join us next time for more Dragon action on newpalradio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.
You're listening to The Dragons on newpalradio.com.